van Skalkwyk.
Ngingu-Cheryl van Skalkwyk.
I'm a member of the African National Congress,
Ngiyilunga lika-African National Congress.
deployed to the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure,
Ngithunyelwe kule komiti lesishayamthetho lengqalasizinda nemisebenzi emiphakathi.
and I'm from Uppington in the Northern Cape.
Ngiqhamuka lapha e-Abington e-Northern Cape.
Thank you very much.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Ngiyanibingelela.
I greet you all.
Igama lami ngiuLizzy Shabalala.
My name is Lizzy Shabalala.
Ngiyaxolisa ngizokuyikhipha imask ngine operation engenzile la ngaphakathi emakhaleni.
I apologize. I won't take off my mask because of the operation inside my nose.
Kuyinjabulo kumina ukufika la kuleshamthetho engafunga kusona ngo1999 iqala ukufika kwi-legislature ngale weyanyaka ka1999.
It's my pleasure to come back to the legislature where I took my first oath as the member of parliament in 1999.
Ngangithunywe ukhongolose namanje ngisathunywe ukhongolose ekhaya la ngizala khona kuseStedville eMnambithi.
I had been deployed by the African National Congress, of which I still am. I hail from Stedville Township in Ladysmith.
Angithokoze kakhulu ngibingelele. Igama ngumthokozisi ngingwakanxumalo.
May I take the pleasure to greet you all. My name is Mthokozisi, surname is Nxumalo.
Ngingwakanongoma ngokuzalwa.
I hail from Nongoma by birth.
Ngiyilunga lenkatha yenkululeko yesizwe eyaqanjwa umsunguli wayo umntwana kaPhindangene.
I'm a member of the Inkatha Freedom Party founded by the Prince Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
I serve in the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure. Thank you.
Ngisebenza lapha in the Portfolio Committee, kwi-committee leshamthetho nengqalasizinda yemisebenzi emiphakathi.
Sanibonani Ndini. Igama uLindiwe kaMjobo.
Good morning in Ulundi. My name is Lindiwe Mjobo.
Ngililunga laleli committee.
I'm a member of this committee.
Ngililunga le-African National Congress.
I'm also a member of the African National Congress.
Ngisuka kwisifunda iHerigwala district
I come from Herigwala district
eKokstad.
in a town called Kokstad.
Ngiyathobe ukuba nani namhla. Yabo.
It's humbling to be with you today. Thank you.
Sanbonani.
Good morning.
Igama lami Tim Mashele.
My name is Tim Mashele.
Ilunga lale committee the Public Works and Infrastructure.
I'm a member of this Portfolio Committee of Infrastructure and Public Works.
Deployed National Assembly by the African National Congress.
I'm deployed to the National Assembly by the African National Congress.
From Mpumalanga in Bushbuck Ridge.
I come from Bushbuck Ridge in Mpumalanga province.
Enkomo.
Thank you so much.
Sanbonani.
Good morning.
Igama lami uElfas Mathebula.
My name is Elphas Mathebula.
Ngiyilunga leParliament.
I'm a member of parliament
Ngiphinde ngibe yilunga lale committee.
and I'm also a member of this portfolio committee.
Ngibuya ka-African National Congress.
I come or represent African National Congress,
Inhlangano yabantu.
the People's Organization.
Ngokuhlala noma ngokubuya ngibuye endaweni yaseMpumalanga.
I hail from Mpumalanga province
eHenry naKwaZamokuhle.
in a place called Henry KwaZamokuhle.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, honorable members.
Ngiyabonga balunga hloniphekile.
We are here as the Portfolio Committee Size lapha njengekomiti lendlu yesishayamthetho
to hear your views on the draft expropriation bill number 23 of 2020,
ukuzozwa imibono yenu ngomthethosivivinyo wohlaka unumber 23 ka-2020
a bill that has been made to repeal Act number 63 of 1975,
okumthethosivivinyo owenzelwe ukuguqula noma ukushintsha umthetho number 63 ka-1975 bese kufakwa omunye.
an act that was made by the then previous government, the apartheid government,
Okumthetho owenziwa uhulumeni odlule uhulumeni wobandlululo.
as we all know, that government only looked for the interest of the minority few in our country.
Njengoba sazi ke lo uhulumeni wawubhekele intshisekelo zalabambalwa ezweni lethu.
And that was even before when we adopted our constitution in 1996.
Futhi wawumiswe ngaphambi basamukela umthethosisekelo wethu ka-1996.
So it has been long overdue that we repeal that act.
Ngakho sekumele ngabe kade kudala sawushintsha lo mthetho.
Also, this bill
Futhi ke lo mthethosivivinywa
provide instances where the government can expropriate property
uhlinzekela ngezimo lapho uhulumeni engakwazi khona ukudla impahla
for public purpose and public interest
ukuze leyo mpahla isetshenziswe intshisekelo zomphakathi
With
nenhloso zomphakathi
with nil compensation.
ngokunxephezela uma kunesidingo.
And also it provides uniform standards
Futhi imisa indlela ezilinganisayo
for all the expropriating authorities
zawo wonke amaphiko namagunya okudla impahla
when they expropriate property for public purpose or public interest.
lapho kudliwa khona impahla ngey'ntshisekelo zomphakathi noma ngey'nhloso zomphakathi.
We are therefore here to hear your views on this bill,
Ngakho size lapha ukuzozwa imibono yenu ngalo mthethosivivinywa
whether you support or you oppose to the bill,
ukuthi ngabe niyaweseka noma niyaphikisana nawo lo mthethosivivinywa
with reasons of course.
bese nibeka izizathu zalokho.
We have invited Amakosi,
Simeme amakhosi
all the political parties in KZN,
wonke amaqembu ezepolitiki alapha e-KZN,
organized labor,
iy'nyunyana zabasebenzi,
or religious leaders,
abaholi bezenkolo,
civic organization,
iy'nhlangano zomphakathi,
all the organizations in our society,
nazo iy'nhlangano ey'khona
and
emphakathini yethu,
even individuals.
ngisho nabantu ngabodwana.
We are therefore here to listen to your views on this bill,
Ngakho-ke size lapha ukuzozwa imibono yenu ngawo lo mthethosivivinywa.
and as such, please don't have fear when you express your view.
Ngakho-ke sinike ithuba lokuthi nikhululeke nje ningabi nokwesaba lapho nethula imibono yenu khona
Or your political party's view.
noma imibono yamaqembu enu ezepolitiki.
And as such, you are all welcome in this meeting.
Ngakho-ke nonke namkelekile kulo mhlangano.
Just few ground rules.
Kunemithetho nje embalwa.
Because of the limited number of seats,
Ngenxa-ke yezihlalo noma yezihlalo ezingeziningi esinazo,
we will take only 10 members to speak in the first round,
sizonika amalungu ayishumi ithuba lokukhuluma ehlandleni lokuqala.
and they will come and sit in the chairs in front.
Bazoza bazohlala ezihlalweni ezibekela ngaphambili.
When you express your view, please tell us your name,
Uma ukhuluma-ke uzoveza umbono wakho, sicela usitshele igama lakho,
the organization that you are coming from, if you are
Inhlang-
coming from an organization,
inhlangano ovela kuyo uma uvela enhlanganweni,
whether you oppose or you support the bill,
ukuthi ngabe uyaweseka noma uyawuphikisana umthethosivivinywa
and the reasons thereof.
nezizathu zalokho.
When there is a speaker on the floor,
Uma kunesikhulumi esikhulumayo,
we expect everyone to listen
silindele ukuthi wonke umuntu-ke alalele
and give him, her, or the chance,
bese unike loyo okhulumayo ithuba
whether we like or we don't like his views.
noma ngabe akushoyo uyakuthanda noma awukuthandi.
You are only having 3 minutes
Unika imizuzu emithathu nje kuphela
to present your views.
yokwethula imibono yakho.
I understand that you have been given the draft bill
Ngiyazi ukuthi-ke ninikeziwe umthethosivivinywa owuhlaka
when you were coming in.
engathi ningena lapha esicabheni.
It's just for reference.
Wokuthi nje umuntu athi ukubhekabheka.
The bill was out since December
Umthethosivivinywa lo
2020.
wakhishwa ngoDisemba 2020.
They are there in the constituent offices,
Ukhona esimahhovisini ezifunda,
in the legislatures,
ezishayamthetho
and in the municipalities.
nakomasipala.
but we had to give you something today
Kodwa bekumele sinikeze okuthile kwanamuhla
so that when you present, ukwazi reference.
ukuze mase unethula imbono yenu you'll be able to reference.
Siyabonga ngobukho benu.
We thank you for being present here.
We will introduce leaders as they come in,
Abaholi ke sobethula ngokufika kwabo
and when we are given their names.
uma sesinikwe namagama abo.
We will also acknowledge on the bezita
Sophinde futhi siwahloniphe bonke ondaba ezitha balapha
when they come in.
mabefika.
Thank you.
Siyabonga.
We are now going to start.
Manje ke sesizoqala.
We would then ask you to raise your hand
Socela ukuthi umuntu aphakamise isandla
when we start.
uma sesiqala.
We will start on my far right.
Soqala ngawesokudla sami.
Let's start on the row there,
Mas-
the last one.
Masiqala lapha ekugcineni.
You are also free to present your views in any of the 11 official languages.
Ningakwazi ukukhuluma ke umuntu ashinta ayisho nangoma oluphi ulimi olusemthethweni lapha ezweni.
Okay. The last row, any hand there?
Lapha ekugcineni ngabe ukhona office phambi isandla ngoba efisa ukukhuluma kulaba hlezi ekugcineni. Ukhona na officer ukhuluma angaphakamisa isandla.
Okay, yeah, number one,
We-
please come down.
Sicela uze ngezansi ke wena wokuqala.
On the second row,
Emgqeni wesibulani wesibili. Ingabe ukhona ofisa ukukhuluma sicela phambi isandla.
on the fourth row,
Kowesibulani wesine ingabe ukhona ofisa ukukhuluma sicela phambi isandla.
on the fifth row,
Lana wesihlanu ingabe ukhona ofisa ukukhuluma sicela phambi isandla.
Baba is number 3.
Ubaba
number 4, number 5.
ngowesithathu, number 4, number 5. Canize ngaphambili.
We're coming to this side now.
Sesiza ngapha ke manje emva kwami.
Can we have hands?
Sicela izandla kwabafisa ukukhuluma. Cela
Number
ubabese.
6,
Ungwena number 6,
number 7,
unumber 7 ulandelayo.
any other hand at the
Singabe
back?
sikhona isandla lapha emuva.
Oh, is a mama.
Cela uze ma.
Number 9, now come here. We take 10 at a time.
Sithatha abayishumi ngesikhathi.
Any hand at the back?
Singabe sikhona esinye isandla lemuva ofisa ukukhuluma.
Let's then start. Thank you.
Sesiyaqala. Siyabonga.
Angithokoze kakhulu ukuxosha ithuba. Mhlambe umuntu akaqale abingelele izikhulu eziphambi kwethu kakhulukazi portfolio yakwa Public Works and Infrastructure. Sibingelele bonke abangaphakathi endlini. Lo okhulumayo uNkosinathi Madinana from abaqulusi Municipality oyilungu leqembu inkatha Freedom Party. Ngokuhlala ke ngihlala eWard 10 eBhekuzulu. No mhlambe into engayisho with regards to into ehlanganise la namhlanje. Mina on my point for now that I can say ukuthi there is sufficient legislation in the constitution. Expropriation with reasonable compensation. This allows the value of land not to be subjected to a devalue. On expropriation, the land under traditional leadership should not fall in the picture because it is land that is already in the hands of those who are rightful owners, such as Amakos. Ngonyama Trust land should not be tampered with. I thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Nkosnati Matinana. I come from Abaqolusi Municipality in Frayet. From Ward 10 particularly. I am a member of the IFP. We want to thank the Portfolio Committee for this session, and I greet everybody present today. Well, the rest of the message was said in English. Thank you so much.
Sanbonani, ngizobingelela i-portfolio committees, neinduna, nawo onke ama-structures akhona, ngaphathi kwalomhlangano esukula. Igama wa-Amon Dlongolo, obuya eDumbe, oyi-ward committee, oyi-sector yakhe kwi-business and employment. Engisukuma nakho la, ukubonga ukuthola lethuba, ukuthi abaholi bethu lokho esikukhulumayo la baku-implement, ukuthi ngiyavumelana nokuthi umthetho lo okade u-implement from 1975 ngesimo sobandlululo ukuthi ushintshwe. Kodwa engifuna ukuthi ngigcwalisele ukuthi akube ne-time frame njobe sishilo uzakwethu oqeda kusuka la ukuthi especially from the land ukuthi seminingi iminyaka ekhulunywa kodwa akuphelile. So akube ne-time frame ukuthi umhlaba ubuyele kubanikazi bawo. So i-proposal ebesinayo ukuthi i-75% umhlaba awubuyele kubanikazi bawo. Ukuthi ke i-25% we can share with others asebevele bekhona ngaphakathi kwe-South Africa. I thank you.
I greet you all. I greet the Portfolio Committee. I greet Izindunas present here, and I greet all other structures that are present here. My name is Amon Ndlongolo. I am a ward committee member, and I am under the business and employment section or sector. I thank you for this opportunity. I would like to request the committee to implement this bill. I support this fully, that the Act of 1974 should be repealed. However, as my colleague mentioned, I think we should set a time frame of when this will be done. The land should return to the people, but this has been a matter for discussion for many, many years, but it is still pending. I would like you to return the land to the people, but do set a time frame for this. I think that 75% of the land should be returned to its rightful owners, and 25% of the land should be shared amongst citizens. Thank you.
Sanibona. Ngibingelele abaholi. Ngibingelele abaholi. Ngibonge ithuba. Igama lami Johani ngwakwamati. Inkinga yami engizoyibongela ukuthi ngize ngihlangane nani kule ndawo yaseLundi namhla. Nginenkinga ethi ngathola ukuphikisana nalombono ngoba ngikhona mina. Anginalo usizo. Uhulumeni selokhu ngaba khona ngoba ngiguga nje. Ngineplazi la engilisebenze ngimncane ngahola imali ngidla iphalishi lingenasishebo. Ototi namuhla kuthiwa kukhona usizo olukuhulumeni. Nginendawo elongiphila kuyo kwesikhathi sanamhlanje. Ngikhona la ngihambe isikhathi esiningi kuhulumeni ngifuna ubulungiswa kule ndawo. Le ndawo angibutholanga ubulungiswa sithili namuhla. Sengihambe kwaguga isicathulo kwaphela ithayile lemoto. Engubonga namuhla ngubonga ukuthi ngize ngithole ubuholi bukahulumeni. Engizosho ukuthi ngokukhulu nje ukuxolisa ukuthi mangisho kabi ngicela uxolo lapho. Kodwa mangisho kahle ngicela ukuthi lapho ngiphiwe ubulungiswa bami. Ngani ngoba ngisebenze ngimncane sithili namhla leli plaza ingahole ngisho uzuka. thili namuhla laze lawukhishwa umlungu malikhishwa umlungu wahamba lasayinwa wathi uhulumeni ungithengela lonke iplaza kodwa mase ngiphakathi kule ntengo kahulumeni ngithola ukuthi uqhamuka umuntu omumbe ngingumdabu kule ndawo wazosebenza lapha engiphila khona okumanje usebenza lapha engiphila khona mina mdabu wale ndawo kunamhla lokhu ngisanceda isithupha kungakho ke ngizosho esikhathini sanamuhla ukuthi uNkulunkulu ungisizile ngizokusho lokhu phambi kwabaholi bakahulumeni ngoba sengidiniwe sengikhathele ngihambe zonke indawo ma-Vryheid Dumbe ngifuna lolu sizo kangilutholi lapha engikhona kunamhla lokhu ngicabanga ozakwethu bakhona abangaba ufakazi bami balento lengisho ngilambile toti namuhla engiqolisa kukho yilokhu ukuthi ngizoxolisa mangikhulume kabi ngitheka uhulumeni usiza abanjani noma usiza abasudi noma usiza abalambile
Isikhathi sakho siphelile baba.
ngiyabonga
Time is up.
My name is Johannes Mate. Greetings to leadership present. Thank you so much for this opportunity. The reason I'm grateful is to finally meet our government. As far as I am concerned, I'll present my problem here. That as old as I am, I have worked in a farm my entire life, suffering, eating porridge without anything throughout my life. And I have looked for help and traveled everywhere, seeking government intervention, but to no avail. Therefore, I humbly request justice in our matter that pertains our farm that I have worked. I have witnesses here, some of my colleagues that are here today, because I've worked all my life in that farm. I'm now in my old age. I hear that the farm has been bought by government, but handed over to a stranger coming from another place that we do not know. Whilst we workers have worked that farm and applied for the farm, but we never got any success or any feedback. We have not found any assistance or whatsoever. So I don't need to talk ill of our government, but I just want to know which people do they help.
Ngibingelele igama lami nguSikhumbuzo okwamabaso ngiqhamuka oPhongolo endaweni eThilanywane ngibonga nje kakhulu ngibingelele iParliamente nozokwenza esinabo la ngaphakathi ngihambisana nomthetho ofuna ukuchitshiyelwa ukuthatha komhlaba kodwa nginesikhalazo esincane engifuna ukuziveza la ngaphambili kunomhlaba la othengiwe uhulumeni engihlala kuwona bathi Lanywane Estate. Lo mhlaba usidide kakhulu othenga uhulumeni. Njengami igama ngiwuhlalo sawusayinela umhlaba uhulumeni ukuthi ubuye ngaphansi kwethu umhlaba. Sithe sisulindele umhlaba wabe siyanikwa. Kwanikwa abanye abantu ukuthi umhlaba usuyaqashiswa. Akusho khona ukuthi kuyasidida kakhulu makho indaba zemhlaba ngoba sive sithenjisa imhlaba kube kuhle kanti egcineni imhlaba singasanikwa thina abanangazibawo ukuthi umhlaba kahulumeni uhulumeni uyawuqashisa umhlaba. Okusiphatha kabi kakhulu ukuthi umphakathi okulowa mhlaba ade usebenza kulowa mhlaba wafaka isicelo uhulumeni akawuthengele umhlaba bayawudinga umhlaba ukuthi bawusebenze kodwa emva kwalokho uhulumeni awuthatha umhlaba awuqashisa umhlaba angasabheka uhulumeni ukuthi umphakathi wona umhlaba udinga umele uphile kanjani. Sineyinkinga ezinkulu ethitha umhlaba ngoba ethitha umhlaba kugcina sekubanjelwa ngezandla uhulumeni akasicaba ngendlela esithinde singabantu ehleze emaplazini. Esikhuluma ukuthi udaba lwethu lukhulu kakhulu ngoba ngisho undunankulu uyalwazi udaba lwethu ephethe ekhona eKZN usihle uzikalala. Udaba lwethu uyalazi kakhulu kodwa linyathela ngenyawo udaba lwethu. Asazi mesenze kanjani noma kumele simashe kuze kuzwakala uvo lwethu. Asazi inhliziyo zethu zibhlungu kakhulu makho yodinga udaba lomhlaba ngoba thina esilapha emaplazini sicindezelekile kakhulu sibona ukuthi iapartheid thina esihleze emaplazini inkulu kakhulu. Ngiyabonga.
I greet you all. My name is Kumbozo Mabaso. I am from Pongola. I greet the parliament and I greet my colleagues. I support that the land should be returned back to the people. However, where I come from, we have an issue with regards to land. The government bought land at Ulundi Estate, but now there is major confusion because of that land. It was supposed to have been bought for us, but now we hear that the land was given to other people and is now available for rent. We do not get land. We don't understand why the government keeps on saying that the land is available for rent. As a community, we did apply and we keep on applying for land so that we can work the land, but the government only gives it out for rent. This will eventually lead to us fighting over the land issue because the government does not consider us when it comes to land matters. Even the Premier Secretary Galala is aware of our issue because we did lay our complaint. However, there is no help coming forth. Now, I'm thinking it's about time that we take a stand and march to show that through this protest that we do need this land because it seems like us as farm dwellers are being discriminated against. Thank you.
Just before you speak, Baba,
Baba.
we'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Mayor of Ulundi,
Sithanda ukwazisa mkhona nomhlonipho kukhona abukasodolobha waSolundi.
Councillor Wilson Changase
Councillor Wilson Changase
from the Inkatha Freedom Party.
weNkatha Freedom Party.
Siyabonga Baba usijoinile.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Ngibingelele ihambeli zikahulumeni eyifike kithi. Ngiyabonga ukuthi ifike ngithole lethuba lokuthi nami ngikwazi ukubeka isikhalo sami. Ngiyahambisana mina nalokho ukuthi bengawuthatha umhlaba ubuye ngakubo. Kodwa ngoba angazi uhulumeni ufika athi umhlaba uyawuthatha. Uthathela umphakathi ohleli kuwo egcineni bese eqashisa ngawo. Kanje ngalona oselangwane nje. Esikhuluma ngawo ngaphophongolo. Uhulumeni wasebenzisa thina ukuthi kuthengwe lo yamhlaba aphume umlungu kuba umhlaba uzonikwa thina egcineni seso sekuthiwa sekuqasha umuntu kanti kwakuthiwa thina silinde umlungu inyanga ezintathu akwazi ukuthutha izinto zakhe enyangeni yesibili sesizakuthiwa sekunomuntu oseqashile masithi siyakulandela lokho usungafika sibuza ukuthi sifuna ukusebenza kuphi lo phethe lapha eFriday. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much. My name is Kumbozo. No. My name is Sakile Mnyeni. Greetings to our guests from National Assembly, from Parliament. I support this bill, that the expropriation bill. However, I have an issue and a challenge with the land and the farms that government buys for us, that government expropriates, because the government uses us to apply for that land that that it be expropriated. As soon as that is achieved, government then leases the farms to strangers, like it happened in Langwane Farm in Pongola. Government bought the land and started leasing the land. When we go to the people managing the farm now, they're saying, where do we want to work? And even when we go to government offices, they are asking us, where do we want to work? So yeah, that is my point.
Sibingelele usihlalo we-portfolio committee nawo bonke abahloniphekile abangaphambili ngisababala. Igama lami nguThokozani Mbuyisa. Ngisakhamuzi sala endaweni nje angimele enhlangano njengoba ngilapha nje. Engakusho siyakumukela ukuthatha umhlaba ngaphandle kwesinqephezelo. Ngicabanga ukuthi seziningi lezi inkundla ezifana nalezi sihlalela. Noma ngasakhumbula kahle noma u2019 selapha yakubaqulise Friday sasisho into efanayo. Kuyakhomba ukuthi uhulumeni udidekile. ukuthi uzokwenza kanjani lokho akushoyo. Ngoba sasho ngongelethu ukuthi sonke siyakuvuma ukuthi umhlaba mawubuyiswe ngaphandle kwesinxephezelo. Kodwa sengathi into enkulu akade uhulumeni uzokwenza kanjani. Bese ngathokoza ukuthi uhulumeni engathi isuka la etshela uzokwenza kanjani ukuthatha lokho umhlaba. Okwesibili sicela ukuthi umhlaba usubuyile wabuyile ebantwini. Abanikezwe phela amandla ukuthi bewusebenze. Ngoba uhulumeni uyabanika abantu umhlaba kodwa engabasizi ngalutho. Okwenzekayo usuke ewuqashise kungaba abamhlophe kungaba abansundu abangabona abalezi indawo ukuthatha kubona umhlaba. Kanti inhloso enkulu bekuthatha umhlaba ubuyisele kubanikazi bawo. Angenza isibonelo ngingwalapha eBabananga. Umhlaba ubuyisiwe uthenga uhulumeni wawuthengela itrust ethile enamandla amakhulu. Bese ngathokoza amandla ama-trust mawehlise ngoba ukunikwa kwama-trust okunye wawo akunabo ubulungiswa. Njengamanje lo mhlaba wakuthe Babananga uqashwe abase-German benza isiqiwu la i-game reserve. Kuyakhomba ukuthi umhlaba akawubuyisela abantu bala South Africa usenikezela ama-German. Ongasiphathi ke thina kahle kube sengathi manje umhlaba ububuyisela abantu abathile. Okugcina uhulumeni siyamthokozela ukuthi uyasibuyisela umhlaba esithengele amaplazi njengami njengomunye umuntu othengelwe iplazi uhulumeni. Kepha akasinike ngisho kodwa kokusebenza uvele kubeke nje phakathi eplazini. Ungani ukuthi uqala ngani wenzeni njalo njalo. Uthathe noma mhlawumbe umuntu obukasebenza uthathe yonke imali yempesheni uthenga oganagana uthenga into zokusebenza ukhomba ukuthi manje awusenakho uqala khona. Besicela uhulumeni ukuthi mayekubuyisela umhlaba esinike into zoqala ngazo siwusebenze lo mhlaba lowo sikwazi ukuya phambili kubona ukuthi siyakwazi ukusebenza. Okugcina uhulumeni akawuyeke lo mkhuba wenzayo. Uyalithenga iplazi kumlungu othile. Bese kuthina siclaim leyo nasikleime ngo-2007 elithenga iplazi libe ngelakhe ekugcineni bese landa umuntu osuka eMgungundlovu noma kuphi umhlaba bese unika umuntu ongayena umuntu wendawo. Sicela umhlaba ubuyela abantu bendawo.
I greet you all. I greet the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, and I greet all the honorable members, even though I will not mention them by name. My name is Thokozane Mboyisa. I am a resident from this area, and I'm here representing myself. I accept the expropriation of land without compensation. There have been many meetings of this nature. Like in 2018, we went to Baqulusi in Vryheid and had a similar meeting. It seems like the government is confused because we did agree that the land should be expropriated and without compensation for that matter. It seems like the government does not know how to approach this matter. It doesn't know how it will go about returning the land back to the people. I request that before the committee leaves this area, could they please inform us as to how they will go about the, returning land back to the people. When the land is returned to the people, we would like you to tell the people as well how they should use the land, because it seems like the government buys the land and ends up leasing it out to blacks or whites instead of returning it back to its owners. For instance, in Babanangu, the government bought the land there and gave it to a powerful trust. It seems like there is no justice in this matter. There is another land which was bought by the government, and the government decided to lease it out to Germans, and the Germans opened a game reserve right here. The land is not returned back to its rightful owners. It appears as if it is being given to certain individuals. The government also bought land for us. Myself included, I did receive land. However, we do not have resources to work the land. You just get the land, you get there, and what's next? You don't know what to do because you don't have resources. One has to take their retirement money and use it to buy tractors and other resources because we do not have resources. It would be much better if the government could provide us with resources so that we can work the land. And then the government buys land from white people. For instance, in 2007, this happened. The government did buy land from white people, but then a person from Pietermaritzburg would come and take the land. The government buys the land, but then it does not give the land to locals. Thank you.
Yebo sanibonani. Ngizonibingelela nonke neziphathimandla ezisivakashele kule ndawo. Ngizibongele nje kakhulu ukuthi sithole leli thuba. Nokho ke ngizocela kukho nje ngibona isikhathi enisinikeza sona sincane kakhulu kunesikuphethe. Kodwa nje soshaya ngokufishane ngokunqamulela nje banishilo. Siyabuza ubhlungu siye sangabaza kaningi manisibizele endaweni yasoLundi. Ngoba uma ugcina ukukhuluma nje obangikhuluma ngiyazi ukuthi ugcina umuntu okhonjwa ngejumbana. Kodwa singekubalekele lokhu kusho unkambule lokukhulumayo uSimon endaweni yaseMpakanga. Angikuveze kanjalo. Inkinga esidibana nayo uhulumeni uyawubuyisa amaplaza wabuyisele thina abantu. Engizofuna ukuchaza noma ngizoba mfishane ngokwesikhathi. Ama-trustee akhethwayo aphendula amaplaza abe awawo. Awawathatha amaplaza njengabantu abayizithenjwa okuthiwa bawabhekela amaplaza abhekele abantu abaclaim umhlaba. Iclaim esikuyo thina inkulu kakhulu iphethe abantu abawu482. Engicabanga ukuthi njengoba sila bakhona nosihlalo bayo bakhona la. Uma ngabe bephethe abakhombisa ukuthi baphathele omunye umuntu. Umhlaba ungowabo. Benza abakufisayo ngomhlaba wabo. Uma utholakala lapho eplazini lelo asebelishintshe bathi ngelabo. Waba nembuzo njengoba ngihlezi ngibuza ukuthi masiclaim umhlaba ngelesikhathi sibhalisa kwakuthiwa izethenjwa izophathela abantu umhlaba. Bezwe ngabo ukuthi kufuna benzeni bengenzi ini. Namhlanje abaphethe wakhuluma waba nombuzo. Ulandelwa kangangokuthi usuwenza icala koze kuthiwe kushuthi akusiwo wala ngoba unembuzo. Okunye sokwenzeka ke manje. Sokunele kuvuke imibuzo bese kufuneka kukhandwe lento abayibiza ama-CPA. Ama-CPA asegcwele kule ndawo yaseNkunzana Trust asemaningi. Kodwa avela ngaphandle kombuzo osukubuziwe ukuthi mawusuku unikezwe igunya lokuphathela abantu umhlaba yini okufuna uyenzela abantu. Ngiphinde ngibeke ukuthi ake liphume igama lokuthi umuntu oyisethenjwe egcine sethi iplaza liyelakhe. Ngiyacela kakhulu uma nifuna ukusilungisela ukuthi sikhuluma nilapho Ulundi. Ake nihambe leli banga nize niyofika nasophongolo. Singathi masikhuluma ongathi siqamba amanga noma sisho kungekho. Bahlele emaplazini abo ngizosho njengabo nami. Amaplaza abahleli kubo ngawabo, bahlele endlini zabelungu, kodwa uthema efika uzikalala njengoba desinaye nge-15. Wathi abantu bonke abaphuma endlini zabelungu seside isikhathi bawuqedile u10 years. Kodwa kwenzeki, okusethusile nokusihlaba umxhwele. Lesikhathi efike edeliver leli gama noma ethula lombono. Kubeso kuvuka ingxabano endaweni. Ukuvuka kwengxabano kubeso kuvela umbuzo engibuza wona ukuba qhamuka abantu ababese bexhasa kodwa seshilo uzikalala ukuthi akumiwe kodwa usazoletha incwadi ukusho ngomlomo. Ukusho sigcwele ehholo noma bekade kungehholo bebekelo selade bewubekile. Kwathiwa kumiwe kodwa manje akumiwe kusuka ingxabano endaweni. Ningeza ubhlungu elinye ilanga njengoba ngikhuluma uthola ukuthi indawo esibhekene nayo isize kuze kuchitheke igazi kodwa ngabe kungena abaxazululi. Besiyimisela ukuthi asifine ukuthi sigcine singabantu abakhulu noma abezwakala kancane.
Siyabonga.
Thank you so much. My name is Simon Kambule from Konzana. Good morning to all our leadership present today. I noticed that the time afforded to us is a bit limited considering the inputs that we want to put across. We do agree and notice that government does allocate farms or does buy farms for us, but those farms are now managed by trustees, by trust or trustees. Particularly in our area where I come from, there's about 482 people in our area, and some of the chairpersons, they are present here with us today. But the problem we encounter there is that these trustees, they now act like sole owners of the farms. And if you ask any question or try to remind them that you guys are not just the sole owners, but you are actually holding on behalf of the community, you should be consulting the community on whatever you should be farming in the land and beneficiation and so forth. If you ask any question to those trustees, they they don't receive those questions kindly. It has developed to the levels of CPAs. CPAs have been formed in Kunzana Trust particularly, and trustees need to know and acknowledge that they are actually administrators for the community, rather on behalf of the community. Even Premier Sihlezi Galala just recently said that people who are now occupying farmers' houses in those farms should be vacating after 10 years, because the agreement was that they should be there for 10 years and then vacate. But nothing has happened even up to now, and then time was up.
Sibingelele kwakhona. We would like to acknowledge the presence of the Speaker of Ulundi Council,
Sithanda ukuhlonipha nokuma ukwazisa ubukhona bukaSomlomo womkhandlu wasoLundi.
Councillor NJ Manana.
Councillor NJ Manana.
Siyabonga ma.
Thank you, ma.
Ngiyayibingelela izikhulu zami. Igama lami Nkosi Ngiphile Mafuleka eMpakamo. Ubuhlungu engizwa ngabo lapha ngizwa ngobuhlungu bokuthi sisebenzile amaplaza asixosha amabhunu emaplazini. Ubaba wazi wafika emaplazini. Ephela emaplazini ubaba asixosha amabhunu. Sakwa nokhesheni. Saphiwa nokhesheni sakha. Wafika igama lokuthi uhulumeni usibuyisele umhlaba. Kwathatha inombolo zethu zamapasi sabhalisa. Kwathiwa uzosinika isinxephezelo. Sabuyela eMpakamo. Sibuyele eMpakamo emveni kwalokho akukho okwasiqhubekelayo. Okunoma kusiqhubekela ukuhlupheka kungaphezulu kwamandla. Sinokulimala, sinokuchitheka kwegazi futhi sekulate kube lingachitheki ngoba silokhu sikhuluma. Sihlukumezekile umsebenzi asiyitholi nenxephezelo esabuyiswa kwathiwa asibuye sizoyithola uhulumeni usikuthengela umhlaba akukho lutho. Ngiyabonga.
I greet the honorable members. My name is Nkosi Ngiphile Mafunela. I am from Pagama. I'm one of the people who have worked in the farms. We were evicted from our farms, from that farm, then we went to live in the location, and then we started to build our homes there. But then we complained, and then we were told that we would get a farm, so we registered, and we were told that we will get compensation. Then it so happened that the compensation did not come, we did not get it, and then we had to return back to Mpagama. This really is hurting, it's very hurtful. We do not like what's going on, and it seems like blood will spill. It's about time. I mean, in fact, it has taken so long for blood not to spill because we are very disturbed by this matter. The government promised to give us compensation, but nothing has happened. Thank you.
Ngiyabingelela ihambeli zethu eqhamuka eminyangweni kahulumeni. Ngibingelele naba-stakeholders ngokuhlukahlukana kwawo omile phambili uhlengiwe Lukhele osuka eDumbe. Ngithunyelwe ward committee ngokudeploy ANC kwi-sector women's sector. Esikuphakamisayo la siyavumelana nokuthi umhlaba ungabuyela kubantu kodwa futhi ngezimo ezithi ngokwenhloso yabahlali. Ama-clinics aseyindaweni eyisekudeni kube yibhedlela ney'ndawo zokulima kube yingane ihamba amabanga amade meziya ey'koleni bese futhi bese uhulumeni ubuyiselela umhlaba siyocela ukuthi aphinde futhi abanikeze iy'nsiza ngokubukelela ukuthi amathuba emisebenzi asevalelekile kakhulu aya ngokuncipha njalo njalo. Ngicabanga ukuthi ngokuvuleka kwamathuba la ukuthi kubuyele umhlaba kubantu kuyokwenza ukuthi kuqasheke abantu abaningi amathuba emisebenzi avuleke. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much. My name is Lengwe Lukhele from Dumbe. I'm deployed by the ANC in the ward committee, particularly in the women sector. Greetings to our visiting guests. We fully support the expropriation bill, and we believe that the bill will benefit our people, and we recommend that government should be expropriating land that is actually close to the amenities, close to schools, close to the towns, and we believe that this actually will grow the economy of our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, From all the speakers,
Siyabonga kuzo zonke izikhulumi ezikhulumile.
we are noting and recording your views.
Konke enikhulumayo sikubhala phansi.
We're going up there now for the hands.
Sesiyanyukela siyale phezulu ke manje ukuze sithole izandla.
Okay. Baba is going to be number 1.
Ubaba uzoba ngowokuqala.
Number 2.
Ube olandelayo number 2,
Number 3.
number 3,
Number 4. Okay, they are
bonke ababizwayo bavela ngapha.
okay, let's finish that side.
Qoqedela ngapha.
We need 3 hands up there.
Sashoda ngezandla ezintathu ezivela ngapha.
Okay, 7.
Number
Is that
7.
once we point at you, you have to come
Uma
down.
sowukhonjiwe sicela
Yes.
wehluze ngapha izandla.
7, 8 in front of you.
8 ngaphambi kwakho u8.
9.
Be9.
How many do we need? We need 1 more, ne?
Shoto yedwa.
No, they are fine.
O sekwanele.
Ngiyabingelela.
Kancinci nje baba kuzongena that 3 that is coming from up there.
Cuma yancane baba qala ngeni labathathu abavela le phezulu.
Can our team assist them so that they can come in through the door? Okay. Yeah, they are. There they are.
Sebeyasondela.
Where is the third one? Okay. Thank you.
Siyabonga.
Ngiyabingelela bahlonishwa nonke. Siyabonga nje ukuthi nifike nizozwa izimvo zethu. Uvela sibisi lo oqhamuka kwaNobamba. Siyezwa kodwa ithemba siliyele ngabibikho ngenxa yokuthi izinto ziyakhulunywa kodwa azenzeki. Lapha emthonjaneni ngifisa ukusho ukuthi kunenkinga enkulu ngamaplazi. Amaplazi siyezwa kuthiwa aphumile kodwa awafiki kubanikazi bawo. Okubhlungu kakhulu ke bafowethu ukuthi okunye kwakho esikubonayo ukuthi amakomiti akhethwa emaplazini akufiki la okutholakala khona kuthiwa ikomiti sekufike la eliphela khona mhlawumbe sekufanele likhethwe kabusha. Ikomiti elisweliphethe nje one way. Ngifuna ukusho ukuthi ziningi inkinga ezilapha emaplazini. Siyezwa ngosizwile kuthiwa abelungu bahambile kodwa manje inkinga ekhona isekutheni asibuyela singene emaplazini kodwa bakhona bahlezi emakomitini. Okubhlungu ukuthi lapha emthonjaneni sekuze kwakhona umuntu olimalayo noma oshawayo waze wawulala esibhedlela. Esibona ukuthi kukhulu kuyeza uma kungukuthi iParliament lethu alisebenzi umthetho ukuthi lisondele libone ukuthi siyatholakala ukungena emaplazini ethu. Kubhlungu okwenzakalayo siyakhuluma kodwa nigcine ningalandeleli ngokwamaplazi. Ngikhuluma ngamaplazi asemthonjaneni. Ngiyacela ukuthi iParliament lethu lizama ukukhuphula amasokisi. Ngiyabonga.
My name is Vela Sibisi from Kwanobamba. Greetings to you all. Thank you so much for coming to listen and hear our views. But I noticed that we have been talking for a very long time with less action. I'm talking particularly about our area in Tonjaneni. We have a very big problem there because farms have been bought by our government, but the community has not benefited. There are committees running these farms, but the problem with these committees, they don't have a lifetime. I mean, they don't have a timeline. These committees, they are just in those offices, or they are just reigning for a lifetime. They don't have a limit to their time, that we hear another people being elected or something. And we hear that farmers in our area have vacated the farms because farms have been bought, but people have not benefited up to now. And in our area, there is a looming problem because we hear somebody has been beaten and hospitalized. So we'll request our immediate government intervention the soonest. Thank you.
Ngibingelele ikhulu zami ezikhona, ngibingelele ubaba umeya nomama ukhansela wakhona la Ulundi. Igama lami ngingubusi wakangema endaweni yaseDingane. Ngingaphansi kwenhlangano iRural Network okuyinhlangano yabahlali basemaplazini nabasemakhaya la eKZN, and ngingunobhala waleyo nhlangano. Esingakusho as iRural Network ukuthi siyawusupporta lo mthetho 80%, u20% cha asivumi khona ngoba sinenkinga yokuthi asazi kwakhona ukuthi lo mhlaba oshiwoyo iwona muphi lo ozothi mawudliwa, ngoba sinenkinga yokuthi mawusuthathwa kufike kuthiwe umhlaba wenu nihlale kuwo, emva kwalokho nikuwo niyothi nibona sekuqhamuka imayini seyizonisusa, kwayena uhulumeni usezonisusa kuthiwa kwakhiwa imigwaqo kuthiwa sukani la. So manje sinaleyo nkinga as iRural Network ukuthi yebo siyavuma kodwa sinaleyo nkinga leyo noma nalokho ngabaza lo, ngoba uthi uhulumeni esenithengelile umhlaba njengabahlali basemaplazini kade nihlupheka nishawa amabhunu enuhudula enenza yonke into, emva kwalokho sekuzoqhamuka sekuthiwa umhlaba sekuwamakhosi angakaze anisize nishawa noma nihlushwa abelungu. Inkinga yethu ileyo nje as iRural Network. Ngiyabonga.
I greet the honorable members, I greet the mayor, and I greet the lady councillor. My name is Busingem. I'm from Dingane. I'm representing the Rural Network, which is an organization for farm dwellers and people from the rural areas. We, as the Rural Network, support this bill, but only with 80%, because we are not sure about the land that is being referred to. Often they say that they say that they are buying the land for you, that the land is yours. Then you find that you are being evicted by mines because they come and they want to make mines there. Or it could even be the government. They come and say they want to build roads there. Then you end up being evicted. As a Rural Network, we do agree, but we are skeptical because we are not sure what will happen. You would find often that the government will buy the land for you, given that you had been tortured by white people before. Then you hear the government saying that the land belongs to rural leaders, whereas those rural leaders had never helped you while you were being tortured. Thank you.
Ngibingelele abahlonishwa bethu abaqhamuka khona eParliament. Ngiphinde ngibingelele nabahlonishwa bethu ngokuyikhundla ezehlukeneyo, bese ngibingelele nozakwethu esikanye nabo lapha endaweni yasoLundi. Sibonga kakhulu ukuthola ithuba lokuba sifike sizobeka nathi izikhalo ongezethu. Angisho nje ukuthi ngingufana Daniel Khumalo. Ngibuya eDumbe, okusho ukuthi ngiyilunga lekomiti noma le-ward committee yakhona e-Ward 3. Futhi ke ngibhekelele kwi-community noma ngasho ukuthi ke kwi-faith-based city kanye ne-community-based city njalo njalo. Manje ke angisho nje ukuthi isicelo sethu lapha eDumbe sicela ukuthi izikhulu zethu zeParliament ke zifike eDumbe zizozibonela ngokwawo amehlo, ukuze sikuthi lokho esikhulumayo nizibonele ukuthi asiqambe amanga sikhuluma iqiniso. Okunye ke engakusho ukuthi siyavumelana siwumphathi waseDumbe ukuthi yebo i-expropriation bill siyavuma ukuthi iphase, ngenxa ukuthi vele sineyinkinga ngomhlaba lapha eDumbe.
laphana eDumbe njengoba sengishilo ukuthi siyanicela ukuthi nisibonele isibalo sabantu baseDumbe siyangiphinda kaningi ngenxa ukuthi sibuthene ndawonye elokishini ngenxa ukuthi futhi abahlali abafowethu kade behlala emaplazini bathi mase bekhishwa emaplazini bezokhosela kithina lapha elokishini manje mase bese kuyaminyana kanti lokho angikufanele ukuthi ngabe lamaplazini bahleli bafundiswa ukuthi kulinywa kanjani kufuywa kanjani njalo njalo ngoba abanye ngoba becela nje lapha endaweni yethu bazi bathole bahlaliswe naseceleni kwemifula manje lokho okuyingozi enkulu kakhulu siyacela kakhulu ukuthi yebo umhlaba ubuyele kithini ngoba wabona laba abanikazi bamaplazi sebesihlakaniphe kakhulu ngoba futhi sekuthi uma uhamba khona bakheka sebetshale kakhulu amahlathi manje ke kulawa mahlanje wabetshalile njena sebefake ngisho nocingo lolu kagesi ukuthi ungakwazi ukusondela kulona okusho ukuthi thina abantu sesifana nezilwane akho siyacela kakhulu ukuthi iParliament ke lisukume ke lizosibonela lona eDumbe ukuthi kwenzekani ukwenzela ukuthi lokho sikukhulumayo babone ukuthi ngempela sikhuluma iqiniso ngiyabonga.
I greet you. I greet the honorable members from Parliament and I greet the honorables from our area. I also greet my colleagues from Ulundi. I thank you for the opportunity that you have given us to come and state our views. My name is Fana Daniel Kumalo. I am from Dumbe. I'm a ward committee member representing the faith-based sector as well as the community-based sector. At Dumbe, honorable members, I wish that you could come and see what we are talking about. I wish you could come and witness what we are mentioning right here. At Dumbe, the community does support this expropriation bill, but still, I wish you could come and see what we are going through in that area. The population has doubled because it has doubled in the township because farm dwellers are now moving and coming to live with us in the township instead of being taught how to farm were they in the farms and they could live there and farm. Now, when they come to live with us in the township, they end up living by the river banks and streams, which is very dangerous. We request that you do return the land back to the people. Now, the farm owners have even started to put a fence around the farms, an electric fence for that matter, so that we will not be able to come close to the farms. We are being treated like animals. I once again plead with you to do come to Edumbe and see what is going on. Thank you.
Ngizocela ukukhuleka kondaba ezethu. Ngikhuleka kwi-portfolio committee yethu elapha neParliament eKapa. Ngikhuleka kumakhansela ethu ngaphakathi nemeya nabahlonishwa bonke nje ngokushiyana kwekhunta zethu. Okhulumayo usibonele kaMchunu lapha yakwaqanqathu emaplazini esiqiweni. Chairperson of portfolio eseKapa. Thina sihlala esiqiweni se-heritage namakhosi siyawabona amadlenzi akhona kodwa thina sathathwa salethelwa inyamazana sihlala nenyamazana siyacela ukuthi makwenzeka ukuthi uhulumeni angasibuyisela umhlaba mahhala sicela ukuthi kusheshe kuzoba i-special master siyacela ukuthi portfolio committee yaLand Affairs ukuba niyisebenzise kakhulu i-special master sasiyele eBloemfontein siyoyicela laphayana kumajaji laphayana esibuza imibuzo enzima siyacela kuyibona ivela ngaphambili isixazululo lezi inkinga obaba beza nazo la umthetho wokubuyisela umhlaba ngaphandle kokuncephezelwa sicela niwubhekisise ungagcini ushaya thina abantu sasicindezela obaba bethu bakhulele emaplazini bahlala emaplazini namahlala emaplazini kuma ehlala nezinyamazana even omasipala bethu ama-local noma-district abasazi nokuthi kufanele sigede izandla njengoba kune-corona nje abasilethela amanzi abasakhela ama-toilet abasilethela imigwaqo sithembe kunina portfolio committee eseKapa ukuba
Njengohlelo lwenu wa rural development nisibheke lapha emaplazini singasali sicindezele ngiyabonga.
My name is Bonelo Mchunu. I'm from Heritage Game Farm. Where I live now has been turned into a game reserve, but yeah, that's where we live. Greetings to our implemented. We also request the assistance with the special master. We've been to the High Court in Bloemfontein, where we requested that to be expedited. The expropriation bill should be passed. We don't have water, we don't have toilets, we got no roads. Even with this pandemic, we are most exposed. So we request that our government also consider us who live in the farms when such programs and infrastructure are being planned. Thank you so much.
Ngiyalibingelela ikomiti lesishayamthetho. Ngibingelele bonke abaholi abakhona la eParliament. Ngibingelele umphakathi obingelelayo uZamana waSimilane ovela eMpakama under inkunzane community trust endaweni yasoPhongole Wadona. Ngithanda ukuleseka lokuthi abantu mababuyisele umhlaba. Kodwa ke bengicela ukuthi uhulumeni ngaphambi kokuba abuyisele abantu umhlaba makayenze lento ukuthi alethe insiza zokusebenza ukuthi umhlaba ubuya kubantu nezinsiza zokusebenza sezikhona ngoba manje into ethathe yenzeka la ufike kuthatha umhlaba obukade usebenza uphilisa abantu uhamba umhlaba then bese kuthatha isikhathi eside ukuthi uhulumeni alethe insiza zokusebenza ukuthi umhlaba uqhubeke ube umhlaba ophikisana nabantu. So lokho kudala ukuthi bese kuyaphela ukuthi bese phela amathuba omsebenzi okuwona aphilisa abantu. Okunye ke lapha ke kithi akuhambi kahle impela lapha okwenzeka lapha kule trust esingaphansi kwa akuhambi kahle. Kuningi okunye abafiti bake bathi ukuthinta. So mina ngokokwami nengikubonayo okungasiza sacela ukuthi ukugazetha kwale ya trust uqale phansi engingakusho nje ngalesi sizathu sokuthi wenzakala lapha ama trustees ama households athile awuzi kubantu awenzi lokho uhulumeni awuthenga ukuthi wenze khona. So kuwumhlaba wemndeni emthile manje emndeni ethile kumanje siyalwa lapha siphikisa yona lento siyashaya senziwa zonke izinto lezi sibanga wona lo mhlaba. So sicela ukuthi ukugazetha kwale ya trust kuqale phansi khona ongaba isisombululo kubuye insiza kusebenza kusetshenzwe.
I greet the portfolio committee, I greet all leaders, and I greet the committee. My name is Zamane Smelani. I am from Agama, and I'm from a community trust. I am from Agama, and I'm from a community trust. I request that the government should begin by finding resources for working the land before giving land to the people, because you'd find that the land was profitable before being given to people, but then now when people get the land, they did not have resources to work the land. It also causes problems with regards to job opportunities because people end up losing their jobs. There are lots of problems in the trust that I come from. I request that this trust be revisited the whole thing be redone into a gazette because there's a lot of problems there. People are benefiting, the trustees who are benefiting and they are giving land to certain families. So now this is just for certain people and not for everyone. We are really fighting over this issue. I request again that the gazetting of this trust be redone. Thank you.
Ngiyababingelela bonke abaphathimandla bethu bonke. Ngibingelele bonke esize nabo lapha abanokuhlupheka njengokwethu. Okunzima kakhulu njengoba ngize ngayinikela ukuza la. Sihleze endaweni lapha esathengelwa khona. Kodwa le ndawo isijikile akusesiye yethu. Inabantu okuyibona ukwathi uma kuthiwa siyathengelwa amaplaza babekwa phambili. Kwaba yibona abafike bemukela zonke izinto ezaba ngezabo. Bathatha konke izindlu zabelungu ababekhona phakathi
zaba ngezabo bahlezi kuzo babusa iqiwi babusa yonke into bathatha ngisho gandaganda babeshiwe ngisho ngabelungu okuyibona ukuthi nanamhla mhlambe ngabe siphephela kubo kuthiwa khona esikusebenzayo nanamuhla nje asitho lutho sesihamba sivika ngisho ibhamu into eyinkinga ngoba sigijima amacala ngazo lezi inkinga zezomhlaba ngalokho sithi okubhlungu kakhulu ngoba nobaba usihle zikala ukwafika kithi samtshela ukuthi kubi kithi akasondele kithi eduzane kuze kube nanamhlanje nakabuyile ukuthi afice abantu sebelimazene ukuzadela ngoba bese sinikezile ukuthi indlela esekumele senze ngayo ukuze sibone ukuthi senze njani kumele singene emgwaqeni uma ukuthi ke amaphoyisa sosifica lapho aseyofika enze lokho ayokwenza ngathi ukuze sanele sazi ukuthi umhlaba wethu siwulwele kwaphela lapho kuphela khona okubhlungu kakhulu kubhlungu uhamba nomuntu odla kahle ngendawo yenu eniphila kuyo ngakho konke ekwathiwa kungokwenu ningumphakathi nihamba nabo kodwa jike aniphimisele ngamathe ajike anenze konke anethuke indawo zonke zivaliwe lapho hamba khona usuyavika kuthiwa lapha uhambi sekuyindawo zabo zibo asebengamabhulu ngiyabonga.
Greetings to all our honorable members present today, and greetings to our colleagues with the same sufferings as ours. A farm in our area was bought for the people, but some of the leaders who were in the front during the process of handover, they've actually personalized everything for their own self-enrichment, which actually is bringing a frustration and a lot of commotion in the community. Right now, our community is at loggerheads. There's court cases going on. People are already fighting. Even it has come to the attention of our Premier, Sihle Zigalala. Is fully aware of this, but has never come back to us with some solutions. It's actually painful, and it's more of a betrayal of some sort to have your own people that we are fighting together the same problem turn against you and enrich themselves like it's happening in our area. We are now avoiding guns everywhere, but anyways, we just request that we find an immediate solution.
ehambeli zethu zishaya imithetho igama lami siyabonga kunene qhamuka laphana ebabana isikhalo sethu engifisa ukusibeka noma mhlawumbe nokuhlupheka kwethu sifisa ukubeka sinendawo lapha esayiklemayo eminyakeni engicishe idlule ku-13 years. Ziyafika izikhulu kahulumeni zifike zithenda asambe siyokhomba indawo zethu sikhombe zihambe nomphelo kuphela unyaka kubuya abanye futhi kuthiwa sambe siyokhomba kuphela iminyaka kuhambe lowo kubuya omunye kuthiwa sambe siyokhomba naseyinsukwini nje ade kuthiwa sambe siyokhomba siphinde futhi sihamba siyokhomba futhi asazi ukuthi kanti kahle kumiphi kwenzakalani asazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Ngiyabonga.
I greet the honorable members from the National Legislature. My name is Siabonga Kunene. I'm from Babanangu. I'm here to lay our complaints, which has already been going on for 13 years now. We have government officials who come to our area and ask us to identify our land. Then a year would pass, other officials would come and ask us to identify. We do identify. Another year passes, other officials come and say, identify, we identify. So on and so on. And we do not know what's going on. Recently, we also had to go and identify this land. We did. We don't know what's going on in the process. Thank you.
My name is Sabelo Nkosi. I'm representing the EFF, the organization which brought this matter to Parliament. And that is why we are here now. Chairperson, we do not understand why Parliament is spending money on this process. When there is a process to amend the Constitution, and then after amending the Constitution, this committee must bring as legislation informed by the Constitution. We made our submissions in two Parliament public hearings on the land question. And we told members of Parliament to go and amend the Constitution to allow for expropriation of all land without compensation into the custody of the state. We are concerned that expropriation bill that you want us to make input on is legislation that must tell us now that the Constitution allows for expropriation of all land without compensation. This is how the state is going to expropriate land. This is how the land is going to be distributed everyone equally. And this is how our right to use the land is going to be protected. But since you are here, you must know that our position remains the same. We want all land to be expropriated without compensation. This is the only way we will address colonial land dispossession and the legacy of apartheid. But since you are here, you must know that our position remains the same. We did not give Parliament a mandate to find ways to pay for land that was stolen. Our land is not a commodity and should not be for sale. We did not give Parliament a mandate to find ways to pay land that was stolen. The expropriation bill is unnecessarily distraction, and we see it as a way to hijack the real struggles of black people and will not solve the challenges of the land. The money that is available to pay for land must be given to black small-scale farmers. Black people in South Africa need their land to farm, build houses, and build businesses. And the expropriation bill is not going to help us in doing any of these things. No legislation is above the Constitution. So our demand remains the same. Why? Others have spoken more than 3 minutes.
Your time is up, Buti.
Can I remove the mask? Chairperson and the whole portfolio committee, nama honorables phambi kwethu ngiyabingelela. Igama lami nguSiphephelo Nxumalo. Sizocela isicelo chairperson kwekomiti lonke ukuthi siyacela ukuthi le process expropriate komhlaba ephuthume. Akwazi ukuthi after 27 years of democracy namanje sisakhuluma le ndaba yomhlaba. Siyacela ukuthi manifike eParliament kungathi ngashesha ngoba abantu abahlala emaplazini bayalibona igazi liyachitheka, abantu abamnyama bathwele kanzima. As if sizivakashi manje kulelizwe leli silwela umhlaba wethu. Ngathi siyawudinga lo mhlaba, siudingela izinto eziningi kakhulu. Ngathi siyafuna ukulima, abanye bethu bafuna ukwakha, abanye bethu bafuna ukuvula amathuba, bafuna ukuvula amabhizinisi amancane, bevula amathuba omsebenzi for abanye abantu. Hence vele namathuba omsebenzi uhulumeni engekho enough, i-rate of unemployment isikhuphukile. Siyacela uhulumeni kunomunye okade khona la kuyipodium okhale ngokuthi noma umhlaba sebewutholile but uhulumeni akafuni ukusinikeza iy'nsiza kusebenza zasemaplazini sekudinga ukuthi kuze abantu besebenzise iy'mali zabo. Siyacela uhulumeni ukuthi lolu daba ngathi lungashesha nje. Engizokugcizelela ukuthi sicela ukuthi lolu daba lusheshe. Isiminingi kakhulu leminyaka silindele lo mhlaba lo 27 years. Abantu ababolwe labasekho nokuba bikho manje. Siyacela uhulumeni cela uhleshe lolu daba. Ngiyabonga.
My name is Pepelo Ngumalo. We request that this expropriation bill be highly expedited. It cannot be that in 27 years we're still going around in circles, still talking the very one and the same thing. We need this land, we need to farm, we need to start businesses. Unemployment rate is skyrocketing. We need this land so that our people can benefit. Resources and infrastructure should be made available to our people after land has been given, because getting the land without these people won't be able to make it productive. Thank you so much.
My name is Temba Kulu from the Ngozana Trust. I will be speaking from experience. The land expropriation without pay, if handled very badly, is going to be a disaster in South Africa. We are a beneficiary of a land restitution, and the land restitution program have been a failure. So if we expropriate land without paying, other countries will retaliate. So the economy and the jobs of the people will be a downfall for our country and for our people. The other thing is, if we stop wastage in the government and stop stealing the money, and we deal with the issues that is upon us, we'll be able to pay for the development land. We are talking about the developed land where there's infrastructure. So there must be some sort of a compensation so that the people outside the country cannot destroy this country. The other thing, I will request an inquest, because we have a problem in the Nkonzana Trust. Nkonzana Trust doesn't exist anymore. We donated all the land to the people who were removed to try to sort the problem of the community. So we request an inquest from Parliament so that we can be investigated on the people that are there. There is a problem in the land restitution program. The land restitution program is a disaster. We will prefer a land redistribution, because that's the only way where you don't bring people together who doesn't understand business, who doesn't understand, you put people together who are never a community. That is causing a problem. So we need to sort that thing out. The land, thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu kubo bonke ababeke izimvo zabo.
Thank you so much for all your views.
Besikhombile ke kwezinye indawo.
We had pointed everywhere, all around.
And asked people to come in, but you find that some didn't raise their hands. What we usually do, if we have passed that side, we don't go back. So please note that we are finishing up there.
Sesiyaqeda manje laphaya.
No, we don't raise questions of order. This meeting, we have invited you, we want your views. Please don't tell us how to run it. We will come to you when the time is right.
Sinmemile lana ukuthi
So we are up there.
Sesilapha manje uma sesidlulile endaweni sidlulile sibe sabuyele silapha phezulu manje.
Okay, can I then see hands up there?
Ngicela ukubona izandla eziphakamayo lapha
Once
phezulu.
I point. Oh, okay. It's this, the block, ne? those 2 blocks.
La macala amabili ngenhla.
Once I point at you, please come down.
Uma-
Usisi, the one who is standing up, her hand was up, you are number 1.
Usisomilo
So please come
ungoqala.
down. Number 2.
Masikhomba yehla owesibili.
Yes. Any other hand in that block?
Esinye isandla khona laphayana phezulu.
Okay, number 3.
Owesithathu.
Yes, you.
Wena owesithathu.
You have to come down.
Sang isandla wakhonjwa.
Okay, yeah, no. Then we are through with that area.
Esesiqedile ngalela cala.
We coming here? Anyone here?
Sesizalana bakhona ngapha.
Yeah, ewe baba. Come down.
Yes, yehla baba.
Any other hand?
Khona esinye isandla.
Okay. Sure.
Phakamisa
Because once
isandla
we pass, we're not coming
qiniseka,
back. Yehla
qiniseka.
baba, yehla.
Ngoba sedlula sisabuyi. Please come down.
Okay, let's wait and see how many.
Ake sime sibale ukuthi bangaki.
Please sit in these chairs, in these chairs, in these chairs, please.
Sicela nize nihlale la kulezi zihlalo enibekele zona la ngaphambili.
Don't sit where you like, Mama, sit next to her.
Hlale eduze kwakho ungahlali la othanda khona.
Sisi, siza kukhupha in this meeting. Siza kukhupha in this meeting. Tina, we presented ground rules and you were not here.
Yeah.
So you are going to tell us how to run our meeting.
Kunemithetho
Can security take out that lady? The one with the dress, please.
esiyishilo la.
Thank you. We need one more.
Sesishota nje ngokugcina.
We are there. So there's no other hand then, eh?
Asekho esinye isandla
Okay,
lapha.
we're coming to this block.
Sesiza ngalaphana manje.
Yes, when in front is. Yes.
The one in the front, please come.
So we'll start there.
So qala laphayana phezulu.
Ground rules for all those that came when we have started. You are only given 3 minutes. You state your name and indicate which organization, either business sector, religious forum, civic organization, political party, or even coming as an individual. You support the bill, you don't support the bill, the reasons thereof. When someone is on the floor speaking, we all respect that person and listen, whether we like the views or not. This is a parliamentary program. We are not going to listen to people who are telling us how to run this meeting. We are going to take those people out of the meeting. Thank you.
Kunemgomo nemibandela esiyilandelayo la. Umunikezwe ithuba lokukhuluma unemzuzu emithathu ukuthi ukhulume.
Security, I'm still waiting for you to take the lady out.
Security sinilindele ukuthi nikhiphe usisi ophazamisayo nimkhiphele phandle.
Because she's still here.
Ngoba usekhona namanje.
Can you please take that lady out? Over to you, Sisi.
Usungaqala sisi.
Yebo, ngibonge mphathisipalo uthola ithuba. Ngokukhulu ukuyithoba.
Sorry, can you all please keep quiet so that we hear exactly what?
Siyacelakala ukuthi sithule sonke ukuze silalele konke okushiwoyo nokwenziwayo.
Ngibonga ukuthola ithuba, ngithathe ngokukhulu ukuyithoba. Ngibingelele amakhosi aseNdlunkulu induna
abaholi bonke bezepolitiki ngokuhlukana, abaholi abahlonishwa imeya, amakhansela, ama-official, nabo bonke abakhona. Okay. Ngithatha leli thuba ke ukusho ukuthi le bill esihlangene ngayo la umuntu akabonge kakhulu ukuthi nisilethele yona ukuthi mhlambe sisho imbono. Imbono ke isekuthenini ke ngokwami umbono wokuthi uma ngabe ngoba imhlaba nikhiphile nasinikeza thina abantu phansi. Kodwa into engenzekanga ukuthi anikaze nisinikeze ama resources ukuthi lo mhlaba sizorana kanjani. No nama CPAs lawa enifika nisikhethise wona niyasikhethisa emva kwalokho bese ningawatsheli ukuthi ke yini okulindeleke ukuthi ayenze njengoba siyama CPA. Into eyenzakalayo ke kwala ngisho abahlonishwa mhlambe abangaphansi kwenu noma iminyango okungaseyona iland affairs bezama ukuthi basinikeze amathuba into ezithile ukuthi lo mhlaba siwusebenzise ngenxa ukuthi asazi bayakhipha abahlonishwa omasipala basinikeze izinto ngenxa ukuthi asazi sinikize sibange emva kwalokho silwe sodwa. Ngakho ke siyathanda ukuthi ke okungenani uma ngabe nisinikeza umhlaba awabe khona ama training ukuthi phela nisitraine ukuthi yena sikwazi ukusebenzisa ngendlela efanele lo mhlaba ngoba engikwaziyo ngisho wona ama trust ethu la akhethwa yithina siyakubonga ukuthi anisikhetheli kodwa siyayikhethela thina ama trust. Kodwa emva kwalokho uma ngabe sesibona ukuthi kuyasetshenzwa lapha kusetshenzwa imali bese kuqala inkinga ama trust asedla imali ama trust asenza ukuthi kodwa sibe kuyithi esibakhethile okufanele kube yithi futhi esibakhiphayo uma kuukuthi siyababona ukuthi abenzi lokhu okufanele sikwenze. Ngithi ke angibonge nje kakhulu lapho bese ngithi ke sibonge kakhulu nasemakhosini sesikwazi ukuqhebeza umhlaba wathathwa kuwona amakhosi lo sesikhuluma ngawo thina njengamanje sesisemakomidini sesihoyihlalo. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Chair. I thank you for the opportunity to come here. I greet all the traditional leaders, I greet the parliament, I greet officials, I greet the mayors and all that are present in this room. I'm grateful that the bill has been brought before us and we have an opportunity to state our views. We are grateful that we did receive the land. The land has been given to us as general people, the general public. However, there are no resources for us to work the land. We were given an opportunity to select CPAs, but then the CPAs don't seem to know what is expected from them. The departments, the government departments are also, the government departments and not land affairs, they do help us to do something to the land. However, we end up fighting among ourselves because we do not know how to work the land. We are not trained about how to work the land properly. I'm very glad that you do not select members of trustees for us. We are the ones who select those members. But then problem starts when they misuse the money. We find that they are spending the money and then we end up fighting among ourselves. We do have the power to remove them if they don't do the work well, and we should. I'm very grateful for that our traditional leaders are the ones who initially owned the land and it was taken away from them and now we are able to have a share in the land. Thank you.
Ngiyanibingelela nonke ngokuhlukana kwezihlalo neParliament lonke. Mina nguMashandu, ngiphuma apha eMashandu Sithole. Qhamuka endaweni yaseGompolo eMnqandane Trust. Ngicela nje ukubonga ukuthi uhulumeni swasithengela iplaza sesinalo. Futhi sawuthola ugandaganda nama-implements awo siyalima. Kodwa okuyikhona okusiphethe kabi itayitela sikakutholi kodwa sinayo iproof yokuthi uhulumeni swasithengele iplaza itayitela singakutholi. Nanokuthi ke futhi siyalima esikhathi masivuna imali siphethe ngezandla. Ikhadi salivula lathatha i-accountant aze libuyise kuma silifuna alisifuna ukusinikeza lithi imali yethu ayikapheli. Imali ayikapheli ekhadini. Leli khadi bathi sibanqana sibabili maplaza awu2. Leli khadi lithi sayivula thina imali yethu. Sesibanqane manje kulo sesithunda abantu esingabazi thabaphi. Masifuna leli khadi sifuna le mali esivuno sethu. Asafuni ekhadi lethu. imali ethi sikhona ukuthi sifuna siyithathe sinikeze usifake ibhenki lakho sifake ibhenki lakho asenayo ukuthi thina sikhona sikovula ibhenki elinye thu ikhadi sinalo kodwa alikho ukuthi bahlazi ukuthi njani sibone cela uhulumeni sathi angangenelela sisize yabona.
Thank you so much. My name is Pumapi Mashando Stole. I greet you all in your different capacities. I come from Mandane Trust. We received the farm in our area, and I must say we also received the resources and infrastructure for us to work the land, and we are successfully farming. The only missing thing is the title deed. We have not received the title deed, neither have we seen one. So we request assistance in that regard. Secondly, we also have a card that is held by the accountant for so long. We have not seen our bank card. We are using cash on hand. Even when we want to deposit, the accountant says our farm is linked with another farm, and we do not know how that happened, how did it come into be, and they don't seem to have a solution for that. So we just need some help in that. Thank you.
Ngizobingelela oNdlunkulu, ngibingelele uMama Ntobongwane lapha ngineqembu ahamba nalo noma nethimba lakhe. Ngibingelele wonke amaqembu ezepolitiki akhona phakathi kwethu, ngingakhohlwa ukubingelela ondaba ezitha okuyibona esinabo phakathi kwale ndawo yase KZN. Lo okhulumayo uDingeni wakamthimkhulu, mina ngiqhamuka kwi-trust ikwazi Qongwana Community Trust elapha kwelaseBabanango. Engingakusho ke ukuthi ibhili le ngiyahambisana nayo kakhulu 100%. Engicabanga ukuthi ngoba ngilapha nje ngicabanga ukuthi hearing yesibili le yalolu daba lolo olunzuka ikeli wezomhlaba le Fryhead ngangikhona ngicabanga ukuthi kwaku 2018. So engingakugcizelela kungaba yikho ukuthi siyafisa ukuthi uhulumeni uma esekwenza lokhu kokubuyisela kwemhlaba alandelele ngoba khona into eyisimanga. Nabantu bayabuyiselwa umhlaba, uthothi bebuyisela umhlaba ngaleyo ndlela ababuyiselwa ngayo. Bese kuba ukuthi ivumelwane ezisuke zikhona naleyo ma companies asuke ekhona lapho uthola ukuthi kugcina sekunenkinga phakathi. Siyafisa ukuthi uhulumeni noma umnyango le wezomhlaba noma sekukhona lawo ma joint venture sekukhona lezo ivumelwane ezisuke sezenziwe nabo kuma committee bebe khona lapho ukuze bebone ukuthi zonke izinto ziqhubeka kahle. Ngoba okubuhlungu ilokho okwenzeka uthola ukuthi uhulumeni uyayibuyisa indawo eyibuyise kithi thina abantu abamnyama ngokuthi abantu basuke bengenalo ulwazi lokuthi amaplazi aranwa kanjani. Iphele yonke leyo nto, iphele yonke bese sihlekwa ke ezinye izizwe ukuthi bahlaze befuna umhlaba kodwa nakho ubhekanise kunjena manje lokho ke kusiphathe kabi ke thina. Ngenhlahla ke mina eyami trust yakwazi Qongwana ngicabanga ukuthi number 2 la eKZN ngendlela eperforma ngayo. Lokhu nje okushiwo abanye ozakwethu ukuthi ama trustees mayisengenile ayabanga awabesawathinta umphakathi ayingenele endlini enza lokho nalokho. Thina asikwazi lokho kangangokuthi nje last week kade sivakashelwe enye i-trust yangapha eMpumalanga ekuthiwa iMCBCPA bethathwe omunye ubaba oyisikhulu sawaMondo ukuthi azosikhombisa le trust yakwayiqongwane ukuthi isebenza kanjani. So ngiyafisa ke nanokuthi uhulumeni ukuthi ayiyeke lento ukuthi uma abantu ebonthi behluleka bese ethi leyo mhlaba uzoyithatha ibe ngaphansi kwakhe noma uyena ozokwazi ukuyisebenzisa kangconywana. Siyacela banikele abantu i-capacity building bekwazi ukuthi bathole izinsiza kusebenza. Ngeke umuntu awukwazi ukuphatha umhlaba engazifundiswe ngawo guys. Ngeke ngangifuna uqamba amanga ngeke ezekwazi. Kuyohlezi nje kunje sizoyikhuluma le ndaba yemhlaba beyithola abantu imhlaba kwenzeke same thing uma kuya ngokuthi ithimba lezomhlaba alilandeleli mase libanikile abantu umhlaba. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ngiyathokoza.
I greet all traditional leaders. I greet Honorable Ntobongwana, and I greet political parties that are present here. My name is Mtingeni Mtimkulu. I am from Bongwana Trust in Babanango. I support the bill. Pardon me. Bongwana Trust in Babanango. I'm here to support this bill. I must state that this is the second hearing that I've attended. In 2018, I attended one in Fryhead. I am here to emphasize that the government should do follow-ups after returning land back to the people. We sign agreements with companies, but then it becomes problematic as time passes in these joint ventures. Therefore, I would request government to be involved. When land is returned by the government back to the people, people tend to fail because they do not have knowledge of how to manage farms. And then black people end up being laughing stocks, becoming laughing stock because they are failing. The reason for failure is lack of knowledge. My trust is doing very well. In fact, we are number 2 in the province. We do not have the issues that have been mentioned here about trustees misusing funds, etc. For instance, a few weeks ago, the CPA came to visit our trust to see how we worked because we are doing very well. The government should not threaten people that they will expropriate the farms if people fail to do the work. Capacity building is crucial. Therefore, we request the government to do follow-ups and see how people are doing or how they are working the land and do train them so they can be successful. Thank you.
Ngiyabonga. Ngizobingelela indlu yobukhosi yonke ekhona na esihleli endaweni yayo njengamanje. Ngibingelele iParliament lonke ngokushiyana kwalo. Igama lami ngiyumfana ngokwazwane ngiqhamuka eDumbe. Ngiyaphansi kwenhlangano ebizwa ngokuthi uFedco, inhlangano emele abahlali basemaplazini. Ngizocela ukuphakamisa ukuthi ibhili ekhona siyahambisana njengeinhlangano ezisemaplazini. Nginezizathu kesenza lokho kuukuthi njengoba abantu bedutshulwa bebulawa phambi kwethu ukube banomhlaba ngabe akwenze konke lokho. Bese ngibuya ngicela okunye okuthe eceleni ukuthi ngicela ukuthi iParliament lethu likuveze ukuthi sicelile ukuthi sicela ukuyeka ukubizwa ngama-labor tenant. Asiwona ama-labor tenant, sakhile emaplazini, sazalelwa khona sihlala khona. Ama-labor tenant ayazazi. Bese okugcina ngicela ukuthi nishintshele lo mthetho obizwa ngo-Esther. U-Esther ukhava abanye abantu, uyeke abantu ekufanele ngabe bayakhaveka. Okugcina ngci ngicela ukuthi u-SAPS uma ekwazi ukukhapha umlungu eyobhidliza umuzi womuntu eplazini akasikhaphe nathi siyobopha lo mlungu osuke bandlulula umuntu omnyama. Ngiyabonga.
My name is Mfana Zwane. I'm from Dumbe. I represent the organization called FEDCO, which represents farm dwellers and farm workers. Greetings to Traditional Council present here today, and greetings to our parliamentarians. We support this bill without any reservation, and we actually we've seen our people suffer a lot in the farms. If they had the land, they are suffering simply because they don't have the land. We see our people being shot there because they don't have the land. So we request also that the term labor tenants be changed, because we know who labor tenants are. We are not labor tenants. We were born in the farms. We work in the farms, so we are not labor tenants. So we're just calling for a review of that terminology. And another thing, we also request that this law called Esther be reviewed. And lastly, it's the SAPS. We see SAPS escorting farm owners to demolish the houses built in the farms. We will also request SAPS to also escort us when we want to arrest the farm that's abusing our people in those farms. Thank you.
Ngibingelele umbongeni waxaba eDumbe eplazini okuthiwa ipolitic farm elingaphansi kaMnumzana uRaf Geves. Ngicela ukuzovumelana nomthetho oamendwayo ukuthi umhlaba awubuyele kubantu ngaphandle kwenxephezelo. Isizathu esenza ukuthi ngisho njalo ukuthi umnikazi weplaza ufike abe no100 hectare noma abe no 600 hectares. Kulo 600 hectares akafuni kusho umuntu omnyama abe nje no 1 hectare. Ngangukuthi kulela plaza lela elapha eDumbe abantu bancishwe amalungelo okuthola into okuthiwa intuthuko elethwa uhulumeni. Ngangukuthi kulo mhlaba loyo abafuneki balime imfuyo abanayo bayathengisiswa kuthiwa abayiphungule ukuze izoba ncane ukuze ikhave umhlaba, ngoba umnumzane yena ufisa ukuthi kwenzeke lento efunwa uyena akwazi yena ukuthi abe nedlelo eliningi. So siyacela lapha eDumbe ukuthi iParliament alike lingenelele kakhulu ngoba lapho kuthole abelungu badubula abantu bakithi kodwa ufisa uthola ukuthi amaphoyisa ama-SAPS kube yiwona ayolekelela umlungu ukuthi angakhoni ukubopheka umlungu. Into ke ifike izwisa ubuhlungu ukuthi kwenziwa yini ukuthi uma kungabantu abamnyama ulandwa manje uyovalela ezitokisini. Kumanje nje ngikhuluma nje kunomlungu lapho owalumisa umfana ngezinja. Kodwa kumanje akaze azalala ezitokisini ngaphakathi. Kodwa thina abantu manje uyalandwa. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
I greet you all. My name is Mbongeni Nkaba. I am from the Politic Farm. I'm here to support the expropriation of land without compensation. You find that a white farmer has 100 hectares or 600 hectares, whereas a black person is not even allowed to have a single hectare. In Dumbe, where I come from, there are no opportunities for development. One cannot even farm, be it crop or stock farming. When a person has a lot of stock, they are asked to decrease the number of stock so that the other farmers can have more grazing land. In Dumbe, where I come from, white people are shooting blacks, and the SAPs are the ones who assist the whites, but black people become arrested instantly. For example, there is a case of a white person who sent his dogs to bite a black person, but that person is still out there. He has not been arrested. Thank you.
Ngiyabonga. Ngibingelele ubukhosi baseNdlunkulu namakhosi onke nezinduna namakhansela akithi nezinhlangano zonke ezikhona phakathi kwale ndawo Parliament. Igama lami ngumzwendoda inokuxulu. Ngiwumuntu ke ozalelwe lapha endaweni yaseMthonjaneni. Lapho kunamathuna okhokho bami nomkhulu bami nobaba abanye bakhona. Lapha yana kuyatholakala ukuthi sasuswa kule ndawo kwatholakala ukuthi ekusukeni kwethu kwasala yonke into inkomo nazo zonke izinto sephucwa. Ngalolo hlobo ke umhlaba sesikhulume kakhulu ngawo. Sikhulume kakhulu ngomhlaba. Kwatholakala ukuthi ngoFebruary 2018 kwakuthiwa kubuyisa umhlaba eMthonjaneni kwasala amanye amaplazi. Sakulandelela lokho ukuthi amaplazi lana amasala kanjani. Kwatholakala ukuthi ukusala kwawo lamaplazi asala yangabuyi. Kungoba kunenkohlakalo. Iplazi nje elikhona lapha kwatholakala ukuthi amaplazi uhulumeni ewathengela thina. Kuthola ukuthi egcineni engafinyeleli kuthina aphelele kwabathize abawasebenzayo. Njengamanje nje kwatholakala ukuthi ngayingakhuluma ngisho nomhlophe okhona wathi nje xulu mina anginawo umhlaba mina ngiqashile ngilenta ngemali yami. Okwagcina ngulandelelile ngayingathola ukuthi ulenta kuphi. So ngalolo hlobo ukubuyisa komhlaba siyakudinga kubuye kuthina ngoba abantu esihambe nabo le ndaba omhlaba abasekho emhlabeni sebeze bafa abaningi bonke abantu abadala. Njoba silapha nje kuthokozwa lenhlolovo kuyophinde futhi kuthiwa khona enye inhlolovo futhi eyenziwayo. Awungapheli lo nyaka umhlaba ungabuyelanga kuthina ngoba umhlaba kufanele kubuyele kuthina. Lapha abantu barentisa bahamba emotweni nomhlanje thina silala ko 2 room nezingane zethu. Kodwa manje khona abantu abagwilile abahamba emotweni nomhlanje emzemkhulu thina sihluphekile. So ngalolo hlobo ngithi umhlaba kwabuyele izolo ngifonele eMaritzburg bathi basaqedela umsebenzi ngoJuly. So le unyaka uphelile. So ke sidinga lokhu njengoba amaxingo sekhombile mhla 17 December lapha abantu babe ngangozulu bekhomba amathuna abo. So ngalolo hlobo kufanele umhlaba ubuye. Yilokho nje engifuna kwenzeke. Kungalokho sitsheno sihlangane kanje siphinde futhi sihlangane kanje kungaphumeleli. Ngiyabonga.
Greetings to our traditional leaders present, our councillors, and all leaders in our midst today, all protocols observed. My name is Muzi Kulu. I was born and raised in Mthonjaneni. the graves of my forefathers and my generations are still there up until today. Historically, we were evicted from our area before farms were introduced there. We still have the evidence of graves that are still there in those farms. And, but when we got evicted, even our livestock remained behind when we were evicted. Over a period of time in the new political dispensation, we hear that our government is buying farms and has actually indeed bought farms for our people. But those farms that government buy for our people end up being used by certain individuals in our communities. I personally know a farmer, a white farmer in the area that I asked. He said, I own no land. I am only renting this farm from some people, and we actually verified that. We phoned Maritzburg, we've engaged Maritzburg on a number of times seeking validity of this information, but we haven't, it hasn't amounted to any possible solution. Many people in our areas have suffered because of this. This year should not end without the land coming back to us. People are now leasing this land, and they are driving big cars. They are staying in big houses at our expense while we suffer. So let us not talk any longer. Let us just return the land. Thank you.
Zophakama nokubengelela abatwana abasendunkulu, bengelele iParliament, bengelele okhansela abakhona nomeya bakhona nenhlangano zonke ze-politician ngokuhlukahlukana kwayo. Ngiyathokoza kakhulu ukuthi manje silethela namhlanje umnyango lo wezomhlaba, siyavumelana nomthetho noma nemnqubomgomo yokuthi umhlaba ubuyele kithi ngaphandle kokuthi uthengwe. Mina nginguDaniel Muzwakhe Den Mbatha, ongusihlalo we-CPA enhlazatshe eGood Luck, ophinde futhi abe yinduna yesebe likamama khona enhlazatshe. Isikhalo sami sinye emnyangweni wezomhlaba ngabe uyasheshisela. Umhlabathi ufike usithembise, sinikeze ukuthi sibhaleni zonke izinto, amakhothishini, imithetho nayo yonke into, senzeni inhlelo zokuthi sisebenzise umhlaba. Emveni kwalokho umnyango wezomhlaba duye uhlehlele emva. Ungasinikezi amatayitela wethu. Umnyango wezomhlaba ungasinikeze sinxephezele usithole into zokusebenza, insiza kusebenza, ogandaganda emaplazini, ukubiyelwa kwamasimi, ukubiyela kwamadlelo. Emveni kwalokho ngikhale kakhulu kuthi nentuthuko siyibona, uhulumeni ayiletha siyibona njengogesi namanzi. Kutholakala ukuthi manje lapha komasipala asinazo izinto eziphathekayo ufuna soyireport komasipala ukuthi nazi lezi zinto zifuna ukuza kithi. Kugcina sokuqhamuka nje abanye ongciwankulu abayiqhamukela eceleni sebeyidlela ngapha nangapha into zethu. Kimi kubuhlungu kakhulu. Ngicela ukuthi umnyango wezomhlaba ungalokhu usibiza njalo uzosinikeza izethembiso esingekho, ngoba lokho kugcina kusinikeza ukuthi iqiniso alikho uhulumeni okuyena ukhona ophethe noma eminyangweni. 2001 ngibhalela ungqongqoshe uThokodidiza, umphathi wezomhlaba, ngokungaphatheki kahle kwezomhlaba. Ngaya kuye ngakhuluma noMdushabane, wathi angeke uMdushabane eMaritzburg. Izethembiso ayikhuluma lapho umphathi wehhovisi laseFred okuyena wayephethe ihhovisi lapho ngaleso sikhathi leso, akaze kuze kwenzeke lutho namhlanje. Inkinga abantu bayalamba. Inkinga abantu babulawa izifo ngenxa yendlala. Inkinga abantu manje sebehlupheka worse ukudlula lesa sikhathi side sobandlululo. Uze kuthiwa kunezingane ezilele entabeni ezingadlile, ezingenamondlo. Kube nezindawo zethu esayishiyelwa lezi sasisebenza emaplazini. Uqhamuke nje iqhwaga ezithile zizoqhoga ama-crash ezingane zethu, zizowenza izinkantolo, zizowenza into eziyithandayo. Sicela uhulumeni angenelele lapho. Ngiyabonga.
I greet the royal family, I greet parliaments, I greet councillors, I greet the mayors, and I greet all the political parties that are present here. I am grateful that the land department has decided to come here. I support the land expropriation bill. My name is Daniel Muzwake Denimbata. I'm from Dlazaje, and I am an Induna as well as a CPA member. We are often asked to send quotes, and we do submit those quotations to do the work, but the department does not give us title deeds or compensation or resources or fences that we can use to fence our farms. Basic resources as well are not provided. We find the wealthy people coming and benefiting from what actually belongs to us. The government should stop calling us and promising us false promises, because nothing ever happens. In 2001, I spoke to Toti Diza, the minister at that time, and she referred me to Mdu Shabane in Pietermaritzburg. I spoke to Mdu Shabane, who referred me to the Fryhead manager, but then there were no results still. The people are hungry. They are dying from diseases due to hunger. People are getting more poorer than in the times of apartheid. You find that people are building facilities in the land that actually belongs to us. The wealthy are benefiting. Thank you.
Ngibingelele emakhosini akithi kwaZulu, ngibingelele iParliament lonke seligcwele. Olibingelelayo uThemba wakwaDlongolo, oDabika eDumbe esigodini sakwaLodi. Uxhase kakhulu umthetho othi kena izwe malibuyele ebantwini ngaphandle kwesinxephezelo. Okwenza ukuba ngisho lokho ukuthi kena ngifikela usizi nomunye nenyembezi uma ngikhumbula ukuthi kwelakithi ubona engathi intuthuko kuze ifike usabeka ibala elimhlophe, ngoba ezinye zezinto zithi mayifanele ifike ubona ngisho umphakathi uxaxazela uhlukana phakathi uthi kufanele kuyobikela kuNkosana, uke uthi usahamba namhlanje ubuze ukuthi uyapi. Yet still we are in the 21st century, and then like this is the land that Hector Peterson died for. But then even still today we are being asked ukuthi like where we are going. So like leyo nto ngibuka ingekho fair, kanti futhi kena uma ungathi uyabuka amandla onke asebaleni elimhlophe thina abantu asinalo ngisho ulwazi. Engigqugquzelayo bekungakuthi ngaphambi koba izwe libuyisele ebantwini ake kutshalwe imfundo kuqala, ngoba kuzona izingane besingakhumbula ukuthi silindele abaholi bakusasa. Manje okungiduduzayo nokwenza kufike inyembezi kumina ukuthi kena yonke into ihlezi ebaleni elimhlophe, imfuyo ihlezi ebaleni elimhlophe, amadlela abantu ancishisiwe mancane. Endaweni yangakithi isikole esikhona esiyiprimary sinamaklasi amabili. Abantu bakhula namhlanje bakhulela ukuba bayogawula ingodo, sebeze baqinisa ngisho umthetho bathi umuntu matric uzogawula ingodo. Kusho ukuthi namhlanje abantu abagawula ingodo la ngisuka khona umuntu rate u50 usuku lonke. Manje bengifisa ukuba lezi bengathi lingafinyelela kuhulumeni akuangenelele ekukhuphule uxhaso, akhe izinto ezibukekayo kubantwini, ama library, izikole, izinto ezokhuphula ulwazi ebantwini. Siyintsha sigqugquzeleke ukuba uma umhlaba ubuyela kithi ubuyele kithi sinolwazi nentshisakalo ukuba siqhube uzuthole izizukulwane mawubuye umhlaba okhokho bethu. Ngiyabonga.
Greetings to our traditional leaders and all our leaders present today. My name is Themba Dlongolo from Dumbe, from Lodi Reserve particularly. I support this bill of expropriation without compensation, without any reservation. This brings tears to me to see our people suffer the way they do, the oppression that they suffer in the farms, where we stay, where white people have so much power over them. Even old black people, they fear and tremble, even over the white children, whatever they say. They can't even move around freely because they must be stopped and asked, where are you going? You know, you can't even imagine that in this new democratic dispensation where you can't just walk in freely in your own father's land. In the same farm where we are, there's only one primary school with only 2 classrooms. Imagine, there's supposed to be the whole school. So schools that are very, very far. Even those that get to a level of matric, there is no jobs. In our area, people with matric, who have passed matric, are working in the forest. They're cutting trees in the forest. It has even become a joke. They say, get your matric and cut them trees. So that breaks the whole moral of study, education, and empowerment. So we are saying, let the land return. Maubuyo mhlaba. Thank you.
Ward Committee, sector iphethe yakwaSport. Ngiqhamuka emaplazini naseDumbe ke mina ngizosupporta ibill ethi umhlaba ubuyiselwe kubantu ngaphandle kwenkokhelo. Into yenza ngisho lokho ngumhlalo wasemaplazini ukuthi i-community purpose ayenzeki umhlaba mawungakasikwa usikelwa abantu. Makufuna kwakhiwe ama-crash, amahholo, ama-bridge. Abaphathi bomhlaba okungabamhlophe abavuma ukusayina. Gcina end up emaplazini singenama-bridge, singenantuthuko, singenama-clinic. Kugcina kuba olandelela leyo nto leyo bagcina befa ngapha nangapha. Okwesibili ukuthi i-community aim. Abantu emhlabeni funa usika umhlaba ukuze bezokhona phela nabo ukufuya imfuyo eningi. Nokulima okungcono, ihlahla nanokulinywayo okukhulisa umnotho. Umhlaba wabantu unciphe kakhulu, mncane kakhulu. Awukhoni ngisho ukwenza ini. Inkomo ufuna ufuye 8, wayiqala lapho usunecala. Omhlophe ophethe leyo ndawo senizoxabana niqale nizondana. So nje umhlaba ufuna usikwa abantu, kodwa ke kuqinisekiswe nokuthi abantu bayafundiswa ngokuphatha umhlaba. Ngoba abantu basikela umhlaba bengazi nokuthi i-auditwa kanjani, kusetshenzwa kanjani, bagcina belwa bebanga. Siyafisa nje ukuthi nathi ngale ngakithi sibe nayo indawo ekuthiwa ingeyabantu. Ngiyathemba ukuthi futhi singayisebenza. Okuzivimba nje ukuthi asinayo indawo eyanele yokwenza esikufisayo. Ngiyabonga.
I greet you. My name is Pilani Zwane. I am from Dumbe. I am a ward committee member and I am in the sports sector. I am here to support this land expropriation without compensation bill. There is a problem that we as people are will not be able to receive things in our community if the land is not returned back to the people. We cannot have infrastructures such as bridges or roads because the white people do not want to sign documents for that to be built. So you find that people would end up dying because there are no bridges. People should get the land so that they could be able to farm, which will contribute to the economy of the country. People cannot have more than 8 cows because that causes problems. Then they end up fighting with the farm owners. The government needs to teach people about land management so that they can be able to work in the farms and there will be less fighting when they know how to manage the land. People do not have land for them to work. We do not have even enough land to do what we would like to do in the land. I thank you.
Ngibingelele eParliament ihambeli zethu namakhansela ethu nezimeya nabo bonke abafowethu esami isikhalo sibucayi kakhulu ngoba yimi ngqo engaba nenkinga ngisuka eDentalto ngokwamanje kodwa la ngazala khona ngizalwe eZulu Rock duze kwasenhlazatshe usho ukuthi ke ngenkathi kuthiwa kulenywe sahlangana ke ngicinga leyo mthonselane engayithola eDentalto ngithi saba u15 sebeshone bonke kusela bathathu uma ngiya lapha ngoba yimi usihlalo walabo esas apply nabo ngithola ukuthi angeniki lapha ngoba sekwakhiwa isiqiwi kwakhiwa ihotel ngenye ilanga bangifica ngimile ngihamba ngeveni yami manje ngebhadi nezinsimbi bangibuza ukuthi ngimeleni ngathi ngifuna ukungena la ke ngiyokhuluma bathi ngeke ukwazi ungena lapha baba futhi iveni yakho asiyifuni le nje. Ngibuza ukuthi njani manje ineinsimbi bathi hayi kulahleka inkomo. Hayi ngihlale ngithi mhlawumbe kuzongena umunye ngahlala kwaze kwantambama bathi kufika kwase kufika amaphoyisa. Amaphoyisa ngibuthi ngifuna ngathi ngifuna ungena la. Ukuqala athi ngikhulele umama sezwashona ngoba kunamathuna lapha khona okwakuthiwa ngokwenza. Lutho akungeniki. Ngihamba ke ngafuna induna yakhona ngaze ngayithola umbhoyisa la engizalwa khona. Ngakhuluma ke nayo. Yathi izokwenza umhlangano ngaya. Ke mase ngifike emhlanganweni kwakhona ufike ngcwebe ethi baleka kade bekhomba khona bakufunayo ukuthi wena uzobaphazamisa. Ngoba lapha sekunabantu lapha izikhulu zakhona zifuyile izinyamazane ihotela kanti ngihamba kabuhlungu mangakuchazela ukuthi kungadleka isikhathi ukuthi ngihamba nje ngihamba ngishawe ibhunu mina. Umama wahamba nami ubaba wayibhungile eseThekwini. Uthi wahamba nami ke saze safika eDalton ehlobeni safike sakha khona. Mase kuthiwa sikleme saklema akusangeneki ke manje. Ngina amaphepha nangu waphethe. Ngoba nje mangathola ukuthi ngoba namhlanje ngitholele umnyango ukuthi ngifike la eParliament ngathola abaweke bengise khona. Ke kuzwakala ngoba ngizofike ngiyikhombe yonke ngiyazi yonke imisi. Ngihamba ngo1966 ngaze ngikhulile ngingaka ngoba ngangishawe yibhungu. Le yandle ehleli laba abantu engabazi lapha ngaya futhi khona. Lafike lathi isecurity kimi hayi baba ngeke ungene. Ngathi mina la ngakhulela khona. Lathi ngeke ungene. Manje bengathi ngizokwenza njani. Ngibonga kakhulu namhlanje ngoba ufike mhlawumbe abazosiza. Ngingakafi ngoba abantu sebefika. Abantu enganginabo nje abekho. Ngiyabonga. Moken Mbatha.
Igama nesibongo baba.
Moken Mbatha. Yebo.
Moken?
Moken Mbatha.
Okay. My name is Moken Mbata. Greetings to all the honorable members and all protocols. My problem is rather personal. I am currently from Denny Dalton, but I was born in Zulu Rock next to Ntazaja. We made the claim for that farm. The total of us was 15 at the time, but all others have since passed away. Only 3 of us are now remaining. And we've been battling with getting access into that farm because it has since been turned into a game farm. The biggest problem is that we have our graves, our family graves in that farm. My mom just passed on recently. We could not access the graves. There's something that I was supposed to do in the graves, traditional ceremony that I was supposed to do by the graves, I could not because the place is fenced. The entrance is not easily accessible. I have parked by the area for some time. I'm driving my buggy with some bars behind. Some people stopped and I told them that I need entry here. They told me that no, you can't gain access here until they call on police on me, just to remove me. Even traced, or went as far as tracing the local Induna who was in charge of the game farm there, who organized the meeting. And when I attended the meeting, I was briefed by some of the people that some people were pointing at me, identifying me, so which boiled down to the fact that my life could be in danger. We left that farm in 1966. I was already a grown man, but we left because the farmer beat me up. I fought with the farmer and we had to leave and move to Denny Dalton. And that is as far as time could allow.
Ngibingelele emakhosini, ngibingelele amakhansela, imeya, namalungu eParliament nabonke abahlonishwa basendlini. Igama ngo-Andile Mbatha ngiqhamuka kwaNongoma. Ngizodlulisa ukuthi cha ngiyakweseka ukuthi umhlaba uthathwe ngaphandle kwesinxephezelo. Kodwa ke besifisa ukuthi umhlaba mawuthathwa engathi ungathathwa bese uzofakwa ngaphansi kwamakhosi ngoba umhlaba ovela usemakhosini awuthatha ubuyisele ngaphansi kwamakhosi ngoba lama trust lokho ekhanda amancane akucaci ukuthi accountability yawo ibakuphi ngoba masaka amakhosini u-accounta enduneni mangalokhu uze khona i-chief kuba khona kuze kube khona isilo phezulu so sithi umhlaba awuthathwe ubuyiswe ngaphansi kwamakhosi then okungixakayo-ke ukuthi ngiyafisa ukubuza lapho kumalungu eParliament ukuthi yini lokhu kudileya makufuze kuphasele umthetho lokhu nihamba nibuye senibuye kwesibili manje la eZululand nizosibuza iZululand nithini siwuphasise lo mthetho noma singawuphasisi sithina hayi uphasiseni nihambe niphinde nibuye futhi nizosibuza futhi siwuphasise nomthetho noma singawuphasisi then senizophinde nibuye njengoba nihamba futhi manje nizophinde nibuye futhi yini lokhu kudileya just act ningalokhu nibuza into eningi sekukhulunywa dala from 94 kuza ngapha mningi imithetho esiphasile eminye kuthiwa hushulizisa omunye kuthiwa akulokhu uzele kuzo omunye kuthiwa hayi abafazi abaganane bodwa olokhu uzele akaze nisibuze why manje senizosibuza ukuthi kwenza nje yini kavele niqonde ngqo hlale ngqo into nekule kuzele kwenza umhlaba lokhu kungalokhu lokhu kuthiwa kwenza into buza sobuza hayi let's act let's go.
I didn't get his name. He's gone. He's not on the list. No, he's not. Okay, can I start? I did not get his name, Chairperson. It's not. I apologize. I couldn't get his name. Okay, got him. Okay, thank you. I greet the traditional leaders, the councillors, the mayors, the honorable members, and everyone present here. My name is Andile Mbata from Kwanongoma. I'm here to support the bill, the expropriation of land without compensation bill. But my take is that this land should be given to the traditional leaders to manage, because right now it is not clear in terms of accountabilities. The CPAs, we're not sure who they are accountable to, because if the land was to be under the leadership or the control of traditional leaders, they have to report to the Induna, and the Induna has to report to the royals up there. So there will be a more clearer state of accountability. Now, my problem is here. Why is there a delay in this matter? The Parliament came here before. It's the second time now that you are in the Zululand district, asking us the same question. Do you support this bill? And we say, yes, we support it. You go, you come back, you ask the very same question. Do you support this bill? Yes, we support it. You don't implement. You will return again and ask the same question, whether we support or not. And we will tell that we do support. Why don't you act? You keep on asking us and you are not acting. Why is there a delay? You shouldn't delay on this matter, because there have been many, many other laws that have been passed, such as the abortion law. Women are also asked to marry other women. Those laws were passed, but then when it comes to this one, there is a constant delay. Thank you.
Siyabonga kubo bonke abathethile.
Thank you so much to all the participants.
This is the last round that we're going to take.
Sizothatha abokugcina manje.
1, 2.
Uqala wesibili.
So only 2 in this group.
Babili ngala kuleli
3.
qala. Isithathu.
Sicela xa sikhombile ukhalezo usuke singazukuphinda.
Soon as we point at you, please just quickly come down.
4, 5,
4,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
9, 10.
Andikezi apho ndiyeza?
I'm not there yet, so I'm coming.
Can we try to organize some chairs here? I'm going to take more than 10.
Yes, ngicela ezinye ihlalo la zokwandisa ngaphezulu
Okay.
ka 10.
No, makahlale uSodwa. Let's open the second row. Yeah, okay. 1, yeah, you, yes. 2,
2.
Mlandele. Number 3, but
3.
point 4, yes.
4,
5,
5,
6, 7, 8, 9.
6, 7, 8, 9.
And you kombile.
Yes, I've pointed at you. I've acknowledged you.
Anyone here?
Khona
None, ne?
khona ngapha akekho.
Okay. It is the last group.
Group yokugcina lena.
But the one who is number one was not number one when I pointed.
Lo sesiqaleni manje bengekho
I
eqaleni
don't
ngesikhathi
even know where he is coming from.
ngibonanga nala aqhamuka khona.
Okay, just go and sit there. Ngicela bo baba abaku apha emveni ko speaker. Oh, okay, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Go and be number 4 there.
Oh, ngawuthatha wesine laphayana mfowethu.
Please follow Puti. Silandela uBhuti lo anazi izitulo pha. As we have indicated, this is the last group.
Njengoba sesishilo ke abagcina lababizwa manje.
Ngiyabingelela sihlalo nethunywa zonke zekomiti, sibingelela amakhosi onke akhona, zimeya, amakhansela akhona namhlanje. Igama lami nguswelakhe ngwakashelembe Sibongo. Ngokuhlala ngise Vryheid. Sekukungokwesibili ke sihlalo ngikuvezela ukuthi sekowesibili umuntu efika kwile hearing. Sike saqala ngo2018 sise Vryheid la sakhona senza khona isubmission. La namhlanje ngime on behalf of iqembu leDA okwaziwayo ukuthi kuliqembu eliphikisayo kuzwelonke liphinde libe iqembu elikhona nala eZululand. Siyaqonda ukuthi udaba lokubuyisela komhlaba ngaphandle kwenkokhelo udaba olusemqoka kakhulu kubantu abaningi eNingizimu Afrika. Eqinisweni ekumele sixoxe ngako njengezakhamuzi, akukho kuhle ukuthi emva kweminyaka emngaka uhulumeni ebusile ekuthiwa uhulumeni wentando yeningi base baningi abantu abamnyama abazibona bezisulu zokuba umhlaba ungekho kubo. Sibona nje kudla lobi inkohlakalo kuphela noma umhlaba ubuyela kubantu abaqondene namaqembu athile kakhulukazi abahlobene nohulumeni kaKhongolose. Ngeke sikubalekele sihlalo nekomiti ukuthi indaba yomhlaba kakhulu ilitshaziswa inkohlakalo eyenzeka kwiminyanga ehlukeneyo efane ngabe iletha idingo kubantu. Manje ANC kanye nabanye bafuna ukunika uhulumeni amandla amaningi ukuze uhulumeni angamele wonke umhlaba, of which lokho kuyi recipe ye disaster neso zibona sizibuyisele emuva njenge South Africa. Angikuveze lokho iDA yakholwa ukuthi lokhu akunabo ubulungiswa futhi kumele kulwelwe ukuthi umhlaba kanye nempahla kubuyele ezandleni zabantu kusuke ezandleni zikahulumeni. Uhulumeni uhluleka ukuhambisa izindlu kubantu, umhlaba uzokwenze njani kuwo? Siyakholelwa ukuthi indaba omhlaba ngempela idinga ubulungiswa, idinge neqiniso. Ngimbona ukuthi uhulumeni kaKhongolose ukulungele ukuthi aqhubeke nendaba yokubuyisela umhlaba kubantu ngoba usanika abangani babo nabantu abasondelene eduze kwabo. Yingaka abantu abamnyama nabazali bethu bezoqhubeka bahlupheke baphinde befe besakwa iprocess yokulinda ukuthi imihlaba ibuyele kubo. Yiloko nje sifuna ukukuveza njengeDA. Siyabonga.
Greetings to all the committee members, all the councillors, the mayors, and all the traditional leaders present here today. My name is Swelake Shelembe from Fried. It's the second time that we get to participate in a forum like this one. In 2018, we were in Fried. We made our humble submissions there. I represent the DA, which is the opposition party even in the province. And it's a shame and embarrassing. It's not good at all that after so many years of democracy, we still witness so much poverty amongst our people, largely due to the corruption that we witness on day-to-day basis. This land issue, land question, is largely delayed and actually facilitated by the corruption of the officials in government, which are actually in bed with the ruling party, the African National Congress. So for our people to be without land, we are saying it should be land should be handed back to the people, not to government. Government is dismally failing our people on housing. How much more will they do on the land? Thank you.
Okhulumayo uAdam Ngomezulu obuya endaweni yaseDumbe kwamkhashalazi isigodi. Ngiyabingelela kuDlunkulu nakondaba ezitha. Esihlanganisele la hlanganiswe indaba yomhlabathi. Umhlabathi sasi lokhu siukhulumisa ngo96 nenhlangano yakwaZufro umtshale wayengosihlalo asikaze sabuyiselwa namanje impendulo saphinda sahlangana nonkosazane Didiza ungqongqoshe ngamtshela mathupha ukuthi umhlaba siyawuthatha asangaphendule wathi yena uyisithunywa naye usawuthatha ikhalazo azise eParliament. Namhlanje ngiseParliament niyavuma ukuthi niyangikhasha mina umuntu wasemaplazini ngiyohlala eParliament ngizokhulumela abahlali basemaplazini njengoba ngiyazi impilo yaseplazini. Angifuni umuntu ozokhuluma athi kufuneka abafundile ngoba ivoti lami angibuzwa kuthiwa lifundile yini. Ngiyazazi idingo zasemaplazini. Njoba ngikhuluma nje manje abantu basemaplazini basengcindezini yokuthi bayasatshiswa ukuthi mabeke bawuvula umlomo bazolala. Ake ningitsheleke eParliament namuhla ngizolala phi ngingokwamngomezulu nezingane zami namuhla manithi angikhulume ngalamadoda amhlophe ngoba u50-50 lo ukhulunywa nje ngomlomo asikaze sawuthola thina eDumbe. Mangisuka manje nginayona indawo elizokunika khona ngiyolala khona nomndeni wami. Ngizokhona ngiqhubeke ngikhulume ukuthi umhlaba njoba singawutholi nje kwenze njani. Ngizolala phi ntambama ngoba sinyasatshiswa ngizobe khona nje abagadile ukuthi uhambile ade endaweni ethile. Mase ufuna ngibele emuva anginayo umuntu ozongikada. Umhlaba siyawuvuma umthetho kaGovernment ngezandla zonke ukuthi lo mthetho awushayayo siyawuvuma. Ngivumela bonke abantu basemaplazini ukuthi baphume kule ngcindizi esikuyo. Ngiphinde ngimkhalile futhi uGovernment ukuthi njengoba nje ekhanda lomhlangano sekuyiwe emavotini njengoba kuhlala kuthiwa ngiyingozi nje angazi ukuthi ngiyingozi ngani. Namhlanje senizongibona ukuthi ngiyingozi. Abavoti abantu baseDumbe emaplazini umhlaba bengakabuyiselwa. Ngikhulumele wonke ke manje amaplazi abavoti abantu basemaplazini umhlaba bengakabuyiselwa. Ngeke sivotele amanye amadoda ezethi ingane zibe zidla amanzi bona bebe bedla o ice cream namabhotela.
Sibe siqhubeka. Sibe
Isikhathi
sivota
sakho
thina.
siphelile baba. Siyabonga.
My name is Adam Mngomezulu. I am from Dumbe, Kwamkashalaza. I greet the chairperson, I greet the royals who are royal family members who are present here. We are here on a land matter. In 1996, Charlie was the chairperson. We spoke to him and he did not give us any response. We had an opportunity, or I had an opportunity to address Miss Didiza, who was a minister at that time, and I told her that we're taking the land. She said she will table the matter in Parliament. So now, I am saying to you, Parliament, that I am here in Parliament. I want you to give me a job in Parliament so I can go there and represent farm dwellers. You might say I'm not educated, but then when it comes to voting, my vote is not educated either. Farm dwellers are being threatened not to speak. If I were to address you now and tell you about what is going on, where would I and the Ngomezulu children sleep? Where would we sleep if I were to tell you what's going on? In Dumbe, there is no such thing as 50-50. But now, I can't really tell you because if I were to do, where would I sleep with my children tonight? I am telling you that we do not have land. People are watching me. So even when I left home, they said that he is going there. We can see him, he's going there. But now, if I were to speak, where would I sleep? I'm here to say that I do support this bill. I support that the government should go on and implement this bill for all of us who are farm dwellers so that we can be free from this issue, this problem. I know that elections are on the way, which is why you are here. But then I want to tell you that the Dumbe residents who live in farms will not vote without land. Farm dwellers who do not have farms will not vote without land. We keep on voting for people when we are just drinking water and you are having ice cream with your children. Thank you.
Ngibingelele kubo bonke ihambele ikhona lapha abaParliament ngokuhlukahlukana kwehlala amakhosi nomphakathi. Igama lami nguDelani ngowanxumalo ikhansela emkhandlini waNongoma ehlala Nkosi. So ngizoqala nje ngibonge ngethuba mase ngithi kubalekile ukuthi ihloniphane ukuze inkulumo yethu izohamba kahle la endlini wonke umuntu egcine ekhulume kahle sihambe siswena ngisekho muhle ngoba ngime lapha. Le ndaba yomhlaba i-sensitive ngempela ifana neqanda ukuthi mayiwa iwelaphi kodwa ngiyibona ngathi iwele ezandleni ezirong ngoba abantu ewela kubo iwele abantu bangafanele ngabe iwela kubo. So uhulumeni unika abantu beqembu kunabantu afana ba benefita kulezi ndaba zomhlaba ngabe bathatha over emhlabeni kodwa uhulumeni uyahluleka ukuthi alandelele ukuthi umhlaba unikezwe labo kufanele unikwe bonani ngoba sibona kubenefit abantu beqembu okufanele abawuthola lo mhlaba bengabe besawuthola besale bengama beneficial angatholi lutho. So engizokhuluma ngakho nje kakhulukazi bekuye ngibone kwenzeka nathi sasuka emaplazini kodwa sengakhe ngapha sesakhe kwaNongoma if ngithola history yakho nami basuka emaplazini ekubona kwenzeka nje eplazini lomakhelwane wethu indlela abenza ngayo khona akusiyo indlela eright because kubenefita abantu aba-related nalabo member thile weqembu kodwa labo kufanele bayathola kulowo mhlaba lawo babekelwe eceleni okufanele bayazuza. So yikho ngithi ngoba ngilala le ndaba yomhlaba uhulumeni akayithathe ngenye indlela ekwazi ukuthi umhlaba ife unika abantu awunikeza abantu labo kufanele ukuthi bewuthathe vele hayi abantu kube yikipa banikeza abantu ngokuthi uyazi ukuthi bahamba the same politician nabo baseqembini elilodwa mase unikeza bona. Okunye engakusho kuzo lezi indawo lezi uhulumeni ezinikezwe abantu abakhona khona ngathi khona ungeswana okukhona kodwa uhulumeni kufanele angenelele lapho ehlale nabo phansi kubonakala ukuthi uyiranwa kanjani le ndaba yele plaza kuqhubeka kwakhona kuze kufike egcineni kodwa uhulumeni uvele ethi nje nawo umhlaba uthengile eshiye kanjalo abanikazi bakhona kufanele ba benefit abengasatholi lutho.
Greetings to all our visitors today. I'm Delani Nxumalo. I am from Nongoma Municipality. The land issue is a sensitive issue, very sensitive matter. In fact, it is as delicate as an egg. Unfortunately, it is with wrong people. It's being handled by wrong people. As we have witnessed that our government gives only political aligned people. That gives this land, these farms to political aligned people, people wearing certain t-shirts. I, for one, comes from a farm, but we are now based in Nongoma. So we have seen what is happening in these farms. So all we're saying is that government should give deserving people who are the rightful owners, of the land. Where there are disputes, government should not just leave people just fighting alone there. Government should intervene and come up with some practical solutions. Thank you.
Sanibonani. I extend my greetings in advance to everyone in this house. Igama Unjabulo Ngwakanzuza, all the way from Vryheid, Ward 11. This is the second time everyone has pointed that we have come here over and over again over one same thing. But if you can check correctly, we are going for local elections. Once there are elections taking part, the government takes place trying to solve the solution, but they never solve everything. Benza izethembiso abangeke bayifeza, as much as abantu bahlele emakhaya balambile, kodwa ekugcineni kosuku nithi nizokufeza kungafezeki. Lokho kungabe kwenziwa yini? Imibuzo nezimpendulo sithi mesinako, impendulo nayigodla nezi izethembiso ezingekho kuphela. Ukubuyiselwa komhlaba kwabantu ngikubona kuyinto ebaluleke kakhulu, kodwa mawuzobheka iphutha lenzeka back from 1994. The first time singabantu abamnyama sithatha umhlaba subuyisa kuthina. Those people who sat there first, they were the ones who were supposed to bring back the land. Kodwa they always utter things that they will never stand by. Mese kuba ilaba ogombela kwesakhe umuntu uzwa ngokuthi ubani mese akunika into. Lokho kuyabulala. Singabantu sibala elilodwa kodwa ekugcineni kosuku siyakhombana ngenxa yokuthi imali lena sibangayo iyona esiqhekelelisana phakathi. For all those years the whites held the land and bayibamba kahle indawo bayidla kodwa ekugcineni kosuku kodwa mokuthiwa siyakuthatha without facing the economy sizowela phansi and find ourselves in a deep hole. Kuyoba nzima ukuthi siphume ngoba ekugcineni kosuku mawathiwa siwuthatha manje singakhokheli izinto eziningi zizohamba and retaliation will take place, and that is not good for our economy right now. Thank you.
I greet you all. My name is Njabulo Zuza. I am from Vryheid, Ward 11. I will refer to the parts that were spoken in isiZulu. The government keeps on making promises that they fail to meet. People are hungry, and we need the government to keep the promises. We ask questions, but our questions are never answered. Retain the land to people is very, very important. However, the mistake started in 1994 when those who first took power failed to return the land back to the people. It appears that the land is only given to those who are more special or closer to the ones who have money. As a result, even though we are all black, but the land is given to some and not to the others. People are fighting because of this, because it involves money. White people did expropriate the land from blacks. However, if we were to do the same without considering the economy of the country, we would certainly fail. Thank you.
Angibonge sihlalo. Igama lami ngumthozisi wakwaDlamini. Ngibuya endaweni yaseDumbe eshayeke kakhulu kulodaba lomhlaba. Ku district eBaqulusi region, ku Ward 1. Endaweni yaseLunebek. Okuyiyona ekhahlamezeke kakhulu kulento eyayiphethe amasotsha obandlululo. Njoba nibona la endlini baningi kakhulu abantu abaqhamuke eDumbe. Ngiyafisa kuvele kube isithombe sibalekile lokuthi kunenkinga enkulu eDumbe, siyafisa ukuthi niphuthume ningenelele. SiDumbe siuvuma 100% lomthetho ngoba sishayekile. Siyazi ukuthi iqembu elibusayo noma ubuholi obukhona busebenzile emhlabeni ukubuyisela komhlaba kodwa lashayeke ekutheni labo nto abakayikhonjwa abaphethe umhlaba abaqoqela umhlaba wokokomkhulu abawuthatha kanye nenkomo zabo wokokomkhulu bafuna imali enkulu kakhulu embeqole engabizeki yingakho sizovumela lo mthetho ukuthi awenzeke kodwa ngaphandle kwenkokhelo. Zimbili kuphela izinto ezibaluleke kakhulu esifisa lo mhlaba ubuye ngaphansi kwazo. Yilezi ekuyizinhloso ngqangi zomphakathi okufaka amaklinikhi, amakreshi, izibhedlela. Kumanje endaweni yakithi eDumba ukwazi ukusebenza noma ngathiwa ngumholi, akungeni igesi, akungeni makreshi, akungeni ikole. Namhlanje sinenkinga lapha kwaMdwadlazi umlungu akafuna ukusayina ukuthi ingene ibridge. Izolo bekunenkinga umlungu akafuna ukuthi ingene ugesi kwaFetisi. Siyacela akungenelelwe lapho. Inhloso zomphakathi akusebenzeke emaplazini, akusebenzeke eDumbe. Sicela niphuthume ningenelele. Kuzobe sengathi uhulumeni akasebenzi kodwa kube kuvimba onke abangayikhonjwa abaqoqobela umhlaba wokokomkhulu wethu. Eyesibili inhloso ebaluleke kakhulu leyo imfuno zethu. Sifuna ukubuyiselwa inkomo zethu sifuye kuleya mhlaba wethu. Sifuna ukuthola indawo lapho sizokwazi khona ukwakha amabhizinisi ethu. Sifuna ukuthola indawo lapha sizokwazi ukwelima ngoba thina sasiphila ngokulima, sasiphila ngokufuya, kwakungamabhenki ethu. Asikhathalele kusebenza kubona nje besigabisela ngomsebenzi. Asifune lokho, sifuna umhlaba wethu sizosebenza kuwona. Okugcina sengivala noma kulandele okugcina lo mhlaba awubuye lamadoda ahlele emhlabeni wethu uthola indoda ngayinye iqoqoba lomkhulu umhlaba kube yi50-50 wonke umuntu akathola umhlaba ngokulingana sithi okungenani lamadoda ahlele emhlabeni wethu awanika u25% thina sithola u75%. Okugcina sengivala akube umthetho oshawayo omile ukuthi akube khona ukufundiswa kwabantu ngomhlaba, akube nje umthetho ukuthi awuthola umhlaba ungafundisekile ngawo ngoba siyazibona inkinga ezikhona kulabo sebewutholile umhlaba la uhulumeni eselekile khona abanika abantu umhlaba kodwa kuneyinkinga ezikhona. Sifuna umthetho awushawe phansi umthetho ukuthi nanku umthetho uyawuthola umhlaba uyafundiswa ngomhlaba unika insiza kusebenza ngomhlaba. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Just before you assist us with interpretation, can they move to the side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Siyacela niwelele ngaphesheya.
Yeah, so that they also come here.
Ukuze nalaba abanye abalindele bebe besondela.
One more. It has to be 5.
Ababe bahlana basondelayo.
No, you have to move. So atsibone ukuthi iyaphela. One more down there.
Amonye futhi.
Siyabonga.
Thanks much. Greetings, Chair. My name is Mtokozo Sidlamini from Dumbe. The issue of land is a very important issue. It's the heartbeat of everything. I come from an area next to Liedenberg. Liedenberg had a base for apartheid soldiers. So we as a people from Dumbe, we endorse this expropriation bill without fear or favor. We fully believe that it will help our people. Those that took our land and our livestock, the livestock of our forefathers, should return the land. As you can see, there's many people here from Dumbe that are in this meeting today because Dumbe has been largely hit and largely affected by this. The land should be returned. When the land returns to people, the rightful owners, the land should return with schools, with clinics, with hospitals, with electricity, with water. Because currently, as we speak, service delivery is being hindered and stopped by those that took the land. We need our land back. We need to farm the land. We need to head our livestock. Some of, we're being told by some that we want jobs. Some of us don't want jobs. We don't want jobs. We want our land. When we have our land, we know what to do with our land. We farm the land. Let the land return. You find in our areas, so from Ndumbe, one man occupying hectares and hectares of land. So we are saying as people from Ndumbe, let one man, maybe a farmer, take at least 25% of the land. Let 75% be given to the workers to work the land. Let those who benefit from the farms that government buys, let it be guided by legislation that they're gonna be trained, they will get knowledge, and they will get the resources and the infrastructure to run those farms and make them profitable. Thank you so much.
ngithokoze cela uthatha lethuba ngibingelela ubuholi bendabuko obukhona bonke ngibonge portfolio committee esuke eParliament cha Nkosi yami okhulumayo anda kancimalo kwanongoma indaba yomhlaba ayisithinti kakhulu especially le amaplaza thina kodwa umama ongizalayo usuka khona eFriday basuka ngazi idubedube zokususwa basebeza ehlalankosi lapha bafika banethezeka khona endabeni noma ngizoba nokuthi kancane mina endabeni yamaplazi ngokufisa kwami nangokubuka kwami ukuba bekungenzeka ukuthi mhlasimpe ngoba kukhona amaplazi are very productive okwangempela uma sikhuluma nje ngokuthi kwaZulu Natal uma ufuna ukuyolanda ini fanele uyilande phi ukuthi labo bantu kukhulunywe nabo ukuthi kungaba ngakanani esingakhulumela phekwakho kodwa kuthi kwenzeka lokho kwenzeke abantu sebe isikhona lento ye-capacity building i-capacity isikhona ukuthi ngempela uma engathi engavuma athi hayi nganika iplazi bese ngiyawela lizoqhubeka lisebenze ngoba suke sibalekela ukuthi sike sabona ezweni engeke ngize ngilisho elingaphandle elila emngceleni upresident wakhona wabachitha wabheduka indlala siyayibona ifrustration impela yelokhuzana yamaplaza kodwa siyafisa ukuthi ke siyibuke nangakwenye angle yokuthi yebo ngizosupporta khona impela ukuthi akuthathwe kodwa umhlaba kulo kakhulu abafowethu abakhuluma ngawo ukuthi umuntu own indawo enkulu kodwa akukho oqhubekayo ngaphakathi iproduction ayikho ngiphinde ngibuye endabeni kukhona okwenzakalayo ngokukahulumeni kodwa benza kancane ngijabuliswe indaba yaseshoba kunendawo ebuyile yakwamdlalose sakhona ukuthi sithole ukuthenga ama site khona kodwa nakhona kanzima after iminyaka eminingi abantu bakwamdlalose belwa befisa ukuthola indawo yabo siyacela ushilo umfokambatha wathi asifisi ukulokhu uhlale sibizwa njalo sibizwa oba nakhona endaweni yakwamdlalose kwaze kwangenelela isile Scotland bethi ke sekukhona abathi hayi le ndawo akuyona yini sothi cha indawo yabo nini into eningayenza ningacela kubo banihlephulele leyo ndawo makukhona enifuna ukwenza ngiyacela ukuthi singaphindi sibuyele into efanayo yabo
I thank you for the opportunity. I greet the traditional leaders who are here, and I thank the portfolio committee that is present here. My name is Ayanda Ngumalo. I am from Gwanongoma. I am not affected by farm matters directly. However, my mother was born in Fryhead, but then they were evicted, and then she ended up living and settling here at Hlalankosi. With regards to farm matters, there are farms that are very productive here in KZN. One knows where one should go if one wants to get something. So I think that the government should speak to those farmers who are successful so that they can be able to teach other farmers. Capacity building is very, very important. So when one gets a farm, one should be educated as to how to manage the farm. It so happened that a country, which is a neighboring country, our country, we do know what happened there, that the president evicted farmers and the next thing, people went hungry. We do not want the same situation. We support the bill, but it is important for citizens, as other people have mentioned, that there are people who have massive land, but they are not productive. So education is very, very important. There is another matter with regards to the Mdlalose family land, which is actually a good story because that family, they had land, they applied for the land. It took a long time for them to get that land back, but finally they did because of the intervention of the late king who helped them to get the land back. Now when we managed to buy sites from that land, even though that took a long, long time as well, but we are quite happy. As Mbata mentioned earlier, there is no need for you to keep on calling us to come here. So please do not do the same thing of just calling us to discuss this matter. Thank you.
Okay, ngiyabingelela bonke abaphathi abakhona ngokushiyashiyana kwezikhundla. Igama lami uNkanyiso Dlamini. Ngisuka kwaNongoma ngaphansi kwe-Youth Committee yakwaNongoma okuyiyona emelele intsha yakwaNongoma. Engadlali ke nokho futhi ewenza umsebenzi wayo. Ngenkulu inhlonipho nathi sivela nokuthi siyahambisana nokuthi umhlaba ubuyele kithina abanikazi bawo futhi ngaphandle kwesinxephezelo ngoba abamhlophe sasingabaphanga lo mhlaba bawuthatha ngenkani. Nakhona nje sekuwumusa kwakhona lokuthi sifake izicelo siloku sihlanganyelana kanje ekubeni bona babewuthathe ngendluzulu. Okunye futhi siyafisa kakhulu ukuthi uhulumeni mangabe usubuyile umhlaba aqeqeshe ikakhulukazi intsha okuyiyona esenomdlandla kakhulu endabeni zomhlaba befundiseke nanokubaleka komhlaba ngoba isiqubulo sithi there's no life without land. Ungayikhohlisi futhi lapho. Siyafisa kakhulu nanokuthi ke okunye umuntu omnyama kamananga wathi ezalwa wazalwa engenalo ulwazi ngomhlaba. Lwalukhona futhi sasuthola mahala kokhokho bethu. Singakhokhiswa lutho, singakhishiswa ngisho inkomo, lo mahala ngaphandle kokuhlukumezeka. So engifuna ukuqinisekisa lapho ukuthi hayi ukuthi ngoba sekufike abamhlophe kube ngazi ukuthi thina khane sinolwazi ngomhlaba. Ulwazi olwaluvele lukhona sasivele siyilimele. Singabadingi nokubadinga ezweni lethu ngoba vele bagreed abanayo ihumanity. Yithi abantu esaziyo ngobuntu, umlungu akanabo ubuntu. Ugreed ufuna yonke into iowner uyena. So sithi thina singabakaNongoma sihambisana impela nakho lokho futhi siyazwisana nalaba abahlukumezekile ababuya endaweni enjengakoDumbe nakoVryheid. Siyayesizwe kuma ngabe sikhuluma ngalezo zinto enkundleni zokuxhumana nathi kuyasithinta singabantu bakaNongoma. And ngiyafisa futhi ukuthi osopolitiki bangangeni kakhulu endabeni zamakhosi bezophazamisa umhlaba amakhosi ngoba naku befuna ukuzozakhela izindlu zabo nezingane zabo bephile kahle kubeni thina singumphakathi sawudinga umhlaba sidinga ukuwusebenzisa. Ngithi ngizophinda futhi ngithi there's no life without land. Ngiyabonga.
Greetings to all our leaders present here today. My name is Nkanyiso Dlamini, representing the youth of Nongoma. We support the expropriation of land bill without compensation. This land was not given away, but it was taken by force. We therefore request that government gets the land back. The young people, when government gets the land back, we request that our young people should be trained to work the land productively, and the black people it's important to know that black people have always worked the land successfully without the need of others from other countries or from abroad. Our people have always worked the land and lived of the land. That's why there's a saying that I believe in that says, no no land, no life. We as young people from Nongoma, we support our people from Fryhead, from Paul Petersburg, from Dumbe, because in Nongoma we are not largely affected by this land question. In conclusion, we request that our politicians here should not mess up with the land of Amakosi. Maybe because they could be wanting to come and build their own houses there. The land that you are talking about is the land that is in private ownership of the minority, not the land that is in traditional councils. Thank you.
Ngiyabingelela bonke abakhona igama lami nguNomfundisi Ngalubisi ukusuka endaweni yaKaNongoma ngi-intern ka-public participation emkhandlwini waKaNongoma. Ngiyavumelana nokuthi umhlaba ubuyele ebantwini nanokuthi usubelile ebantwini umhlaba. Siyafisa ukuthi uhulumeni angenelele ekuthenini abantu ebaqeqeshe ngokusebenzisa umhlaba ngoba singaba nalo ulwazi lokuthi umhlaba usetshenziswa kanjani, utshala kanjani, inkomo uyifuya kanjani. Kodwa mase ukuthi usuneplazi kuyadingakala ukuthi ube nekhono elithile nanokuthi futhi uhulumeni uma esengenelele ukuthi aqeqeshe abantu alaba ababuyela umhlaba aphinde futhi angenelele ngokuthi abaxhase ngama-funds ukuze bekwazi ukuthi beqale amaplazi ukuthi bethenge izinto ezidingakalayo nanokuthi okunye futhi uma esexhasile ngemali kuba ukuthi lezo mali lezo bayayimonitha bamonitha ukuthi imanejwa kanjani imali ngoba kahle kahle ngoba kufuna lo mhlaba hayi ngoba ukuthi kufuna ukuthi icetshiswe abantu abathile kodwa kuyisifiso sokuthi na konke umuntu abenefit ngalawo maplazi lawo ngoba kuzovuleleka amathuba omsebenzi phinde futhi iqede ngendlala nanokuthi njengoba nje siyintsha abantu abaningi emphakathini intsha yakithi ingasebenzi uma sekunamaplazi sebeqeqeshiwe futhi abantu ziningi imisebenzi ehlukahlukene emaplazini abangayenza ukuze ukuthi beqhubeze impilo zabo nanokuthi umphakathi ukuthi uthuke phambili. Ngiyabonga.
I greet you all. My name is Nomveliso Lubisi from KwaNongoma. I am an intern at the public participation in KwaNongoma. I support the bill. The government should train people who are given land so that they can be able to work the land. One can have basic knowledge of how to farm, but then when one owns a farm, it's different. One needs special skills to be able to run the farm. The government should also fund people who get farms so that they can be able to run the business and also be able to purchase the required resources to run the farm. So when the government gives people funding, I believe it's important for the government to monitor how that funding is used. The point, after all, is not to enrich people, but for them to benefit from the land. Also, the youth is unemployed. Therefore, the farms can give them an opportunity to get employment. It's important for people to get the land and the farms so that the community can develop as well. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Ngizocela ukubingelela indlunkulu yonke ngibe sengibingelela iParliament ngokuhlukana kwezihlalo. Okhuluma uNtomzonke waMpungose la Ulundi kodwa nenhlungwane. Okwami kuhlukile kakhulu kodwa ngizocela ukuxolisa mangabe lokho engizokukhuluma kuzophazamisa inkulumo eseParliament njengamanje. Ngiqhamuke endaweni yasenhlungwane Ulundi. Sinenkinga kuleya ndawo bengicela iParliament lisize kakhulu ngokuphuthuma. Sinenkinga kuleya ndawo abantu bakithi bayafa kungenxa yendlala. Okuningi mayelana nomhlaba angeze ngakukhuluma kakhulu ngoba kuthinta abantu abadala kodwa nje esikudingayo kakhulu njengamanje ukuthi sicela iParliament lisilekelele kulanjiwe kuleya ndawo asikwazi ngisho ukuthi siziphilise sicela ukuthi lisizamele sinayo indawo esingakhona ukulima kuyona sikwazi ukuyiphilisa kodwa amandla asinawo ngabe kube sinawo amandla ngabe sekukhona esesikwenzile ukuzama ukuthi impilo zethu sikwazi ukuphila kanye nabazali bethu kunjengamanje nje sondliwa impesheni ogogo sondliwa ibona asikwazi nokwenzani kungangokuba njengoba kunalesimo esikhona seCovid-19 njengoba uhulumeni ayimemezelile ukuthi ukhiphe izumbulu zemali zokuba umasipala asupporte umphakathi njengoba kunzima kangaka kulesimo esibhekene naso. Kodwa thina akekho noyedwa ku-Ward 14 owake wathola leyo food parcel kuze kube namhlanje. So ngiyacela kakhulu ukuba sisizakale ngokuthobeka nangokuzithoba nje okukhulu, ngicela ukuba sisizakale nisizamele. Angazi ukuthi ubani okuyena obhekene nalesimo ongakwazi ukusisiza ngoba nalo othi sinamanga kulungile. Mayingaya kuleya ndawo ngayibona lento engikhuluma nayo. Kodwa kangikho lapha engikho kukho njengamanje ukuthi
Kancinci, dear. Can we all please keep quiet?
Siyacela ukuthi sithule
so that we can listen to her.
ukuze sikwazi usimlalele.
As we indicated earlier on,
Njengoba sike sasho ekuqaleni
that you may agree or not agree with what she is presenting,
ukuthi ngenze kuvumelana noma ungavumelana lokho akhulumayo.
but let's please give her a chance to present her views.
Kodwa sicela ukuthi simnike ithuba lokuthi ethule imibono yakhe.
Siyacela hle.
Please.
Yebo, ngiyabonga. Ilokho engicela iParliament ukube lisize ngakho. Sinayo indawo esingakhona ukulima ukuze sikwazi ukuziphilisa, kodwa sicela usizo olukhulu oluxhaso ngoba sinawo amandla. Ukubani sinawo amandla ngabe sizamile ukuzenzela ngoba kunjengamanje nje siswele kakhulu endaweni yakithi ngenxa yendlala, asikwazi nokuziphilisa, asikwazi nokuphila. Even nengane kunzima ngicela iParliament lilekelele kakhulu, ngiyabonga.
Greetings. My name is Ntombizonke Mpungose from Tlungwane, right here in Ulundi. All protocols observed. Mine is a bit different, and I apologize in advance if this will disturb the proceedings of the day. We have great problem in our area. Our people die because of hunger and poverty. We do have land that we can do sustenance farming on, but right now we can't even feed ourselves. We're basically being fed by pensioners. During the pandemic, we heard that billions of rands were allocated, but where I come from, in Ward 14 here in Ulundi Municipality, I don't know of anyone who benefited from such grants that were made available. We do have land, but we request assistance so that we can be able to plow and to feed ourselves. Thank you so much.
Sanibonani. Ngiyanibingelela. Ngibingelela umkhandlu wonke. Ngibingelela ukuba seParliament, ngiyayibongela nami ukufika eParliament. Sinenkinga ke singabasedumbe Paul Petersburg eWard 1 ngisizakela kwaMashaya. Inenkinga nalabo bamhlophe sebeze abangithandi abangingisho umsebenzi ngendlela esixabana ngayo nabo ngomhlaba abathi ngowabo ekubeni ungokhokho bethu. Konke lokhu ngithe nje ngoba kuyiwe eParliament angibe khona. Dala sithenjiswa singatholi lutho sisemaplasini. Dala sithenjiswa sesize asinalo ugqozi amandla sinawo. Sithenjiswa kuthiwa sizonika umhlaba singawutholi. Inkomo esinazo zikhotha inhlabathi. Abelungu abasithandi masifuyile. Imbuzi esinazo ziyabulawa. Abelungu abayifuni. Ngakho siyacela kuhulumeni asisize, asingenelele kulabo abamhlophe. Basinike indawo yokhokho bethu. Asenandaba nabo. Asenandaba nemisebenzi yabo. Phela sesifisa ukuthi lemsebenzi mabe ngasinika le ndawo yethu singalingisa undulo kokhokho bethu ngoba vele babevele bephila. Abakaze badliwa indlala. Abakaze badliwa lutho. Siyacela vele bona bahambe babuyele kwela kubo phesheya ngoba
abafuni ukuhlalisana nathi. Kumanje asihlalisani nabo. Ngoba bafuna ukuphila nathi. Siyacela kuhulumeni asisize, asithathele mahala. Bahambe baye kwela kubo, la bavela khona ngoba kwakuyisizwe esimnyama esasila. Izwe lingaka nje ngelabamnyama. Ngelokhokho nomkhulu basilwela. Besilwela sebefuna ukusidayisa besibeke emgwaqeni. Kodwa namhlanje sebesincintsha ngisho imisebenzi. Bathi umsebenzi abanawo wethu thina izitha zabo. Bathi siyizitha kubo, basibiza ngama-labor. Besifice la basibiza ngama-labor, sizalwele kubo besifica la okhokho bethu babafica la. Kodwa basibiza ngama-labor namuhla. Impahla zethu zikhotha inhlabathi, utshana bukho. Ngendaba yabantu abamhlophe. Asibazondi thina.
Siphelile isikhathi Mbokodo. Siyabonga. Just before you interpret, can they move to the side?
Sicela ukuthi niwelele ngaphesheya.
The first one must sit there.
Owokuqala sicela ahlale khona laphaya. I greet the entire council. I'm glad to be here at Parliament. My name is Sizagele Mashaya. We have a problem at Dumbe in Paul Petersburg, Ward 1. Our problem is with the white people. My problem, that is, they hate me. They do not even want to give me a job because they hate me. I've been fighting with them for a long time over land which they claim to be theirs, whereas that land belongs to my ancestors. I am here because there have been many promises that have been made, but they have all failed. Actually, I've lost interest in this matter, and I do not even have strength for this anymore. Our cows do not have grazing land. The white people do not want to give us farms. Our goats are being killed by these white people. The government needs to help us to get our ancestral land back. We do not care about these white people anymore or their jobs. We just want our land back. Our ancestors were able to live in the land. They were never hungry. We will be able to do the same. The whites must return back to their countries abroad because they do not want to live with us. The land should be taken with no compensation. They must go back to where they came from and leave us here in our ancestral land. Our ancestors, they fought against slavery when the whites tried to sell us. Right now they're here in our land, but they do not want to give us jobs. We are their enemies. They call us laborers. They found us here, but they're calling us laborers in our very own land. Well, our stock do not have food. They cannot have land where they can graze. I thank you.
Ngithi angithokoze kakhulu umphathi ohlelo ngokuxosha leli thuba lokuthi ngibe ngaphambi kweParliament ngizobalingalela bonke ubuholi obukhona obungaphakathi kweParliament okhulumayo umkhanyiseleni Zungu kwaNongome Ward 15. Ngibingelele nosihlalo wami wazwelonke ngiyabingelela Zwide. Bengithi iParliament angazise ukuthi lapha ngakithi oSuthu eWard 15 sinezakhiwo ezikhona ezakhiwe emhlabathini wethu. Number 1 amabridge akhiwa elokhu aqala ukwakhiwa kusekhona ubaba uKhawunda esewungqongqoshe wahamba waze wafika kubaba uNtuli owayengqongqoshe sengasekho emhlabeni. Amabridge akhiwe awapheli. Abathola umsebenzi wamabridge amathenda asibazi ukuthi ngabakuphi nendawo endaweni yethu. thina into eyenzakayo ngakithi sixoviswa udaka okunemali enkulu kasikwazi kube nesakhiwo esiyihome affairs lapha ngakithi DSD abasebenza ngaphakathi asibazi ngabaphi into eyenzakalayo umuntu wangakithi ukliniswa igceke akakwazi ungena ngaphakathi eshawa umoya amafeni ngibuye ngiye kaNongoma kune police station ongumphathi wakhona ngasimazi ungwaphi nendawo ngibuye ngiyesibhedlela ongumphathi wakhona esibhedlela asimazi ngwaphi ngendawo bancane abantu abangamaphoyisa abakwaNongoma bangaphakathi kwi-police station kanjalo naseyibhedlela bancane abangamanesi ngaphakathi kodwa indawo ngiyangakithi kodwa izakhiwo ngezangakithi hayi bo bafowethu bengithi ke mina bafowethu kusazandleni zethu ukuthi sizenzele thina siyilungisele thina ngoba sithi isikhathi sikhuluma nokhongolosi awusizi ngalutho into yenzayo nje ukuthi wenza inkohlakalo ukuthi usithathele amathenda abantu bedla imali usiqashele abantu ongesiba bendawo inkohlakalo inuka ku-NC inuka phu sikhathele u-NCT.
Thanks much, Chair. Let me say all protocols observed. My name is Nkanyisene Zungu. I am from Ward 15 in Nongoma in a place called Osutu. In our area, we have a lot of unfinished structures, a lot of bridges that were never completed. Started from the days of MEC Kawunda, right up to the late MEC Nduli. They are still remaining unfinished. Nobody knows what's going on. And people are not actually being assisted in no way or no means. Even the offices, the government offices in our area, the police stations, we don't know those police officers working there, even the station commander is not from Nongoma. We don't know where the government gets all these people and send them to our area. The hospitals, we don't know who are the people in charge there. We don't know where they come from. There are people, but they don't come from where. We as people from Nongoma, we do not know them. And we don't know where, even with the contracts, with the tenders, the big contracts are won by people that you do not know where they are from. But we, as the locals, we are given only brown-collar jobs. You know, you find them as cleaning staff and security and nothing beyond that. The ANC has failed us on this matter. It is not helping us. All that they are doing is corruption. We're only getting corruption from the ANC. We're tired of them in our area.
Ngibingelele ihambeli zethu ngokwehlukana kwazo. Mina ngiqhamuke eDumbe nami ngokukhathazeka esikukho. Nginobuhle owandla ngamandla eplazini laseDumbe kwaMasikeleza. Le issue yomhlaba cha siyayidinga bakwethu. Kunzima impilo esiphila ngaphansi kwayo singabantu abasha cause izinto zonke ezimile empilweni kithi akuqhubeki lutho ngabelungu nje bebodwa. Mawuphuma uya esikoleni ukutshela ukuthi thatha abazali bakho uhambe nabo niyofuna indawo engcono ngoba kusho phela sizenza ngcono. Mawenze okunye nawe ubona ukuthi impilo sizoqhubeka ngempilo kufuneke uyofuna imvume kuye even noma ngabe ufunani. Awukwazi ukukhanda indlu, awukwazi ukwenza ini la uhamba khona makumele ucela igceke la kugcine lapha ufuna umtshela ukuthi sengiyolungisa kufuneka khanye kufike la. Kunzima eDumbe. Futhi thina umlungu esiphila naye ngiyamzonda, uNkulunkulu uyongixolela ngiyamzonda, angizenzisi. Ngendlela siphatha ngayo iyodwa. Akukhulumeki into yalapha kuleya ndawo. Ayikhulumeki kangangokuthi noma utshela laba abakhulumeni abasiphathayo njengalaba abaphatha ama-ward kanje, amakhansela, omeya, noma ungababiza njengamanje ukuthi sesinenkinga so bangena ezintangeni bayamsaba kwabona. Abaphumelo balo. Uvili ungumphathi we-Ignite kunefema nje lapha ya. Ingeyakhe futhi ukasitshena ujeni usomabhizinisi omkhulu kwahulumeni wethu angeke kamenze lutho. Uyakusho lothi ngeke ningenze lutho okwami ngisendaweni yami yonke into la yeyami. Athatha ingoda ayibeke egcekeni lakho straight. Awukwazi ngisho mawuphuma la ufuna uqala inyoka izoqhamuka ngakuphi la. Ayikho into okwazi ukuyenza. Siyawucela umhlaba futhi
seku-over ngale ndlela impilo yethu yazi seside siyibuka ukuthi shuthi vele nje ngcono ube uyasibulala okungcono singabi bikho phambi kwakhe. Bakhona abanye abelungu eduze kwakhe akakwazi nokubuka okungcono abakwenzayo bezenzise-ke akakwazi ukuzenzisa. Bayaphila abantu bahlala nabantu babo, bayaphila abelungu baphilisana nabantu babo ngendlela baxhasana noma ngayomcela manje ukuthi inkosana ngakha ikhaya lami ufika kutshela ukuthi ku-right la yenza la ngizokunika umshini wami ukhanyise ususe amatshe wenze konke loya ngeke uthi hamba hamba. Njengamanje sikhuluma nawe kunesalukwazi over 90 years sihleli lapha umuzi wayo uqayo kanje kunendodana engumzukulu wesalukwazi ehambile ugogo kuthiwa kumele ahambe njengoba nje esho ukuthi ngcono afe angcwatsheke kuphele ngayo. Kubhlungu eDumbe siyacela Nkosi yami nisizwele kubhlungu kudala futhi lento siyikhuluma nathi asihleli kahle eDumbe asihleli kahle. Ngiyabonga.
I greet everyone who is here, all protocol observed. My name is Nobuhle Dlangamandla. I am from Dumbe at Kwamaskeleza. There is a need for land. We as a youth are facing a big problem. It's especially caused by the white people. They tell, if you complain, they say you think you are better, so you must take your parents and leave this place and go get yourself a better life somewhere else. Whenever we want to do something, we need to ask for permission from this white farmer. We can't even build houses here because of this white farmer. I hate this white farmer. God will forgive me, I hate him. We can't get help anyway. We've spoken to the councillor, the mayor. They are all afraid of this man. His name is Vili, and he owns Ignite. The government, he says that the government cannot do anything. He owns everything. Everything belongs to him, so the government cannot do anything. He goes as far as putting logs on our yard, and we can't do anything about that. We are afraid, we don't know, maybe snakes might pop out from those logs. It would actually be better if he were to kill us because this is too much. We can't bear it anymore. I can't understand why he can't learn from other white farmers who are surrounding him, his neighbors. They are good people. They help the farm dwellers there. They give them land to where they can build their houses. They will even give them the equipment to build the houses. But this one, if you speak to him, he just chases you away. He doesn't want to help. There's even an old lady, about 90 years old. This old lady has been told to leave, but then she's saying she would rather die. There are many, many problems at Dumbe. We really need you to help us. Thank you.
Ngibingelele abaphathi bethu, ngibingelele amakhosi. Umthetho siyawuvuma. Ngifisa ukusho ukuthi ngicela ukufakazela usisi lo osuka la njengamanje. Sisuka sonke ke eDumbe endaweni kaVili Geves. Sihlala kuyindawo kaVili Geves. Siphila phansi kwengcindezi enkulu kakhulu. Njengamanje nje sila ufike wafaka ugesi. Uma efaka ugesi sinezingane ezincane ezithi masise stopini sehla akwazi kuncane ukuthi kuyabamba uyashaya ugesi. Siphansi kwengcindezi kangangokuba ufake izilwane la sihleli khona ayikho indawo ozoya kuyo. Kunomuzi buseceleni kwasekhaya ofike abantu bakhona babeyoza amatoho wafike wawuwisa. Wathi mawuwisa wathi mabebuya wabuya umfana uzovusa umuzi kagogo wakhe wamlandela amaphoyisa amthatha ambopho athi abuyela aqhamuka khona. Kunzima ngalendlela esingazi ukuthi singenze njani. Yebo amapolitiki ayazama ukusisiza kodwa awakhoni. Loyamlungu unamandla unespirit. Noma kungenza liphi ipolitiki lithi lizokhuluma naye ngeke libenze lutho. Kodwa leqembu leLNC elike lazama ukukhuluma naye ngoba ugesi namhlanje ngikhuluma nje sizoba na ugesi. Ama toilet sinawo. Hayi ngoba sikhuluma ukuthi siyafavor and asfavor. Kodwa nje siyafisa ukuthi iParliament ikisize, ikisitholela indawo la sihleli khona. Sikwazi ukukhululeka. Ngoba kuyafana noma ngathi njengamanje ama-politicals njengoba behleli vele abhela ukuthi sivote. Kulokho asivoti ngeke size sinikhohlisa asivoti. Sihluphekile kwanele asivoti. Sicela ukuthi uhulumeni angenelele noma thiwa siyahlupheka ku-right sidla imbuya ngothi. Ku-right ikati lilale eziko ngeke size sivote ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much. Greetings to our leaders and our Makosi present today. I'm also from Dumbe. We support this expropriation bill, that it be put into law with immediate effect. I'm also one of them that stay in Vivi Gavi's farm. He's a ruthless man, a very powerful man. And you know, just to draw a picture, right now he has put an electric fence right where we stay. We've got small children there who are not even on a cognitive stage. They can touch that electric fence and actually catch some fire, you know. So he has even put up some dangerous game around there, which puts our lives which compromises our safety. He's a powerful man. He says, your government, your politicians, they cannot touch me. They cannot help you. But I must acknowledge the ANC. Thanks to the ANC, not that I'm favoring a certain party, but they have assisted us a bit. Now that we do have electricity, there's electricity coming where we stay, but we must state, in these coming elections, we are not voting until we have sorted out this land issue. Thank you.
Ngiyabingelela nami eParliament bonke abakhona bonke namakhansela. Mina nguvumane wakwaButhelizi ngiqhamuka khona eDumbe ukodwana. Siyabusisa ngihamba nabo laba abahambayo. Nami ngihlala kuyo lo mlungu wase-Ignite. Yona kuthiwa uvula igevisi behlukumeza abantu. Uyamlungu nami nje ngilapha eParliament bengisebenza kuyena. Wangixoxa emva ukuthi ufuna ngithutha umuzi wakithi uhambe uthi akawufuna umuzi lapha. Imizi seyithuthile isizimthathu. Bayasokola abanye basematholakela abanye basemangosuthu. Ngendlela yokuthi uthi umuntu akamfuni lapha. Usesibalisela ngomsebenzi yakhe ngilapha eParliament ngithemba ukuthi iParliament obangifikile njengowasedumbe ngizolithola usizo. Uyamlungu kuthiwa uvile bafuthi sisizini. Yebo unayo imali. Vela simphikisi kudala iqala isebenza. Samsebenza nathi namhlanje sesizintsha kuyena. Wabiyela ngofenisi ayikho indawo la sikwazi ukuphuma khona siphuma egate elilodwa. Imoto uma ingena afune ukutshene. Wakha indlu yeblocks kumele utshene. Wenzani kumele utshele. Singaphansi kwencindezi kuleya ndawo bakwethu yase-Ignite sisizini eParliament. Siyojabula kakhulu manje ngasisiza. Bafikile nabanye bethi basiza bahluleka. Uyafumbathisana futhi imali uyamlungu ngoba ugaba ngemali. Sisizini bafowethu. Ngiyabonga kuba seParliament.
I greet the Parliament and I greet the councillors who are present here. My name is Vumane Buthelezi. I also live in this place owned by this man the one who owns Ignite. His name is Villa Gavis. I worked for this man and then he fired me. He told me to move away with my family. Others have also moved away and they live at Matulagele and Mangosutu. People are suffering. We're hoping that the Parliament could help us. This man is very wealthy. We worked for him, but now we are nobodies. He's no longer interested in us. He built one gate. There's one gate that we are all using, the very same gate, to get out or in the property. If you want to do anything, you must report to him. If you want to build a house, you must tell him. No matter what you want to do, you must go and tell him first. Other people have tried but failed. Other officials have tried and failed. He's also very rich, so he gives people money. He pays bribes. So I'm hoping that Parliament will really help us with this man. Thank you.
Chamsanga wakwandwana ngisuka nguthamsanga wakwandwana ngisuka kwaNongoma Ward 5 ngizophakamisa ukubonga nokubingelela ubuholi bakwaZulu obusibambele lomhlaba esikuwo bese ngibingelela iParliament lonke ngonkani bese ngokukhethekile ngibingelele umfokazi Zwide osimele kwabadala bese ngithi cha bafowethu siyayizwa le enize ngayo kodwa besicela ukuthi ngelinye ilanga ake sizenze izinto ngesikhathi singezi
ekugcineni ngoba kuba sengathi kuziwa naleyo nto kusuke kuziwa nayo kithi ngoba senidinga ukuthile. Ngenhlahla ke thina kulomhlaba esaba kuwo kwaba nabasiphathele wona ababaziya abantu nababacabangelayo abantu. Ngikhale kakhulu ngendaba yabantu baseDumbe. Ukuba upholi esinabo busiphathele obusiphathele kuzwelonke ukube biyazwelana nabantu. Indaba yaseDumbe akusiya namhlanje indala kodwa ngendlela okwenzeka ngakhona ngoba sekubhekwe lapho kubhekwe khona sebethatha sekwenzeka ngathi lezi zinto ezilimaza abahlali emhlabeni wobabamkhulu bawo ngathi into esanda kuzwakala. EDumbe bafowethu nami ngike ngathi ukuya ngakhona ezinyangeni kubi kunzima. Sathi uma siduka lapha nasidukela kwenye indawo ngendlela esathe siphuthunywa ngakhona njengabantu angathi bangamasela kanti ibona abasela laba ababambe lo yamhlaba. Bafowethu sizani pholo phezulu ekenilo khuze ekenizame nje ukuthi ke nenze lokho okuphambene nomthetho sisekelo wenu ke naka abantu uma kumele nibanake. Ngiphinde ngicele okugcina bafowethu asuna kumphakathi akuthi uma kuzizinto zize ngendlela eqondile akungathi ngoba laphana angikutholanga lokho engangikufuna bese ngingayikhona yiya kumuntu hambani nilekelela abantu lapha abanenkinga khona emhlabeni. Umhlaba owabo babamkhulu uma ngawo babamkhulu akumuseke bese kuba sengathi khona lento abayenzayo eyayingadingekile ukuthi bayenze. Asifisi ukuthi kuze kwenzeke lokhu okwenzeka kuze bewuthole ngoba ubuyele emuva kuyalimaza. Ngikhuluma nje kumele ngabe sisahlonipha kulezi insuku ngoba simanxeba siwuZulu. Uma sizokhulunyiswa ngento ethinta bona abadala kuyasilimaza ngoba ngempela inxeba lisemanzi. Bafowethu asenze izinto ngobuqotho. Nina kumele ninikeze abantu into yabo banikeni. Siyabonga.
Thank you so much. My name is Tamsanga Ndwandwe. I'm from Ward 5, Kwanongoma. Thanks so much for the opportunity and greetings to the royal family, the parliamentarians in here, and particularly our leader representing us there, Zwide. We request that next time things should be done in record time, not at the time where we think your coming here to us is for a certain political gain. We sympathize the people of Dumbe, and the Dumbe matter is old news. We all know that, and we are also aware that government is fully aware of the issue of the question of Dumbe. Our people are suffering there. We therefore implore our political leaders to do something against our political leaders present here. Please do something against your constitution, which is to take care of the people, look after the people, address the needs of the people. This is indeed our ancestral land. We don't want to go to war because this land was taken from us. We don't want to repeat history. Thank you.
Ngibingelele bonke upholo obukhona bese ngibingelela noZulu ewonkana. Igama ulindana kwaZulu usakwanongoma ku Ward 18. Ngiyabuzwa umthetho ofuna ukuphasiswa cha siyawuseka nathi. Umhlaba ubuyele ebantwini ngaphandle ukuthi kwesinqephezelo. Kunento ke ngididayo ke kuhulumeni uma kunabantu abathi uhulumeni obathengela umhlaba. Uhulumeni uthenga kobani umhlaba ngoba lo mhlaba babevele bewuthathe ngenxuzulu. So namanje lo mhlaba awubuye ngendlela abewuthathe ngayo. Kungalokho ukuthi uhulumeni uthengela abantu umhlaba ebethenga umhlaba wabo vela abantu.
Siyacela nje ukuthi umhlaba awubuyele ebantwini, uhulumeni mayefuna ukufaka isandla akathengele lawo bantu lawo abanikazi bawo umhlaba izinto zokusebenza kulowo mhlaba abantu beyijujukiza. Ubese kube ile nkunzane trust. Lapho engikhona khona ngisendaweni yasenkunzane engaphansi kwaNongoma. Le ndawo ekuthiwa inkunzane trust esingale ngaphesheya kophongolo iyasidida siyinkunzane ngoba ngale ngakithi enkunzane akaze sibe namaplaza. Masuthi uyayibuka lento lo hulumeni unika labantu laba ama trust angabangani bakhe nabo because le trust iphethe umuntu wakhe uhulumeni owukhongolozi. Lo muntu ophethe le trust noma laba bantu abakule trust abadla bodwa lapha. Labantu okuyibona abasihlukunyezwa kulezi indawo abasatholi lutho. Ngendaba ukuthi uhulumeni ubambisene nalabantu laba okungabakho kubanikeza lo mhlaba. Ngiyafisa ke ukuthi ngelinye ilanga akasichazele kahle mhlawumbe ukhongolosi ukuthi yini le noma imuphi lo mthetho lona abavumelana ngawo nabantu abamhlophe lokho ebancane kangaka njengabe ususa abantu endaweni zabantu abamnyama afaka abantu endaweni zabo. Ngiyabonga.
I greet the leaders and I greet the Zulu nation at large. My name is Mpatho Nxumalo. I am from Gwanongoma, Ward 18. I support the expropriation of land without compensation. I am confused though, as to why is the government buying land? People say that the government bought land for them, but then my question is, how can the government buy land from whom? Because this land was taken forcefully. Why are they buying it? If the government wanted to help people, the government should provide finances or resources for people to be able to work the land so that our people can develop themselves. Now there's this issue of the Nkunzane Trust. The Nkunzane Trust from Gwanongoma, but then now I'm confused because we at Gwanongoma have never had a farm. What we know is that with regards to this trust, the government gave this land to people who are from the ANC. The ANC friends are the ones who are benefiting from this land and not the rightful owners. I also would like the government to explain to us about this agreement they have with the white people that makes it so hard for him to take the land back from them. Thank you.
Leaders of the Zulu Kingdom, members of the parliament, departmental representative, colleagues, and local members of Ulundi Municipality. Kindly receive my profound and heartfelt greetings. Standing up for you is Njabulo Nxumalo, who is doing community development intern at Nongoma Local Municipality and our public participation unit. As I'm in the podium, I'm here to present our ideas that we digested and compiled with my colleagues. And we wish that all the spheres of government can take our initiative into consideration. Firstly, we wish that government can identify all those places and land that are owned but not used profitable, and take all the owners of those land and conduct a workshop programs and equip them in order for them to use their land in the efficient, effective, and profitable way. Point number 2, and we wish that all those places and lands that were taken wrongfully must be given back to their rightful owners without compensation. Therefore, we support the bill. We also wish that those land that have no owners, we suggest that local municipality must buy those land and initiate sustainable development agricultural programs and hire agricultural graduates to do their practical experience as part of their internship or in-service trainings. Last but not least, we wish that local government can intervene and also to those rightful owned farms and land and equip those owners of those land in order to use it in a profitable way, but create or make a law that enforces those owners to take at least 10 agricultural graduates yearly
to do their internship and in-service training in those areas, and even register them in permanent higher position if there are any opportunities there. I thank you for the opportunity.
Angithokoze ucishe ithuba ngibingelele idlunkulu imikhona phakathi kwethu ngibingelela amakhosi onke akhona ngibingelele wonke amalungu eParliament ngibingelela uMayor amakhansela all protocol observe bese ngibingelela uzwethu uhlalo wethu kwaze lonke igama ngumphathi ngwanxumalo from Nongoma ku-Ward 5 cha ibill siyayisupport kakhulu ukuthi umhlaba uthathwe usuke kubantu ungakhokhelwa lutho. And then umhlaba usuthathiwe siyacela kakhulu ukuthi abantu batrainwe uhulumeni kakhulukazi abatrain abantu bekwazi ukusebenzisa umhlaba. Bese kuthi umhlaba lona osetshenzwayo uvele ngiyacela kakhulu ukuthi uhulumeni uhlale lapho usetshenzwe kodwa ke ukuthi abantu abamnyama beyifile nawo beyingxenye lo mhlaba lowo kunga-ownwa kakhulu ngongciwa kuphela kakhulukazi. Bese uhulumeni siyacela ukuthi sikhona siyouth asisebenzi ayeke uhulumeni ukuthi athathe abantu bangaphandle abethi South Africa like buka nje kwi-COVID-19 silandela odokotela from eCuba kodwa khoshe yodwa udokotela kafika kwaNongoma. Kumanje uhulumeni ubhizi ulanda abantu engineering ngaphesheya while South Africa sinabo oma nguSitho duty because engineering sina South Africa la kodwa uhulumeni sponsor akasizi ngalutho. Namanje siyacela ukuthi ikhona agriculture South Africa siyacela ukuthi ingane ezikhona ezifunda agriculture ayithathwe ezihlomyeliswe ngalamathuba khona zikwazi uyokwenza yofeza ama skills eziwafundile. Uhulumeni angasendela abantu bangaphandle bangasizi. Mina ngihlala kwaNongoma Ward 5 sinomhlaba omningi kabi esifisa ukusebenzisa khona kodwa sizakala buka nje umgwaqo wethu from Nongoma to eMkhuzi namanje uyigravel kodwa mningi leminyaka lena savota sakhuleka sizakala. Siyacela siyouth uhulumeni asibhekelele akayiyeke lento yakho lenda amakhono ngaphandle sikhona sinawo South Africa akasinike ithuba nathi siwazi ukwafeza. Siyacela lokho engithokoza kakhulu bese umhlaba okhona emakhosini usafe siyakwazi uassessa khona because uphethwe ngamakhosi uphethwe izinduna induna sihlala nayo emakhaya everything esiyenza iyakwazi thina eduze kwethu besicela kakhulu umhlaba ubuyisele emakhosini amakhosi azokwazi ukusilekelela ekutheni uze kithi umhlaba eduze njengoba kwaNongoma nje siyawufila ukuthi umhlaba siyaona siyingcenye yakhona umhlaba sicela nakodumbe kube kanjalo umhlaba konxiwa awusithathu ithi emakhosini awuthi sibhutha kahle phansi bekuyilokho ngithokoza kakhulu.
Thank you so much. My name is Mpatho Nxumalo from Ward 5, 15 Nongoma. Thanks for the opportunity, all protocol observed, but with exclusive greetings to leader Zwide. We support this expropriation bill without compensation. However, we also emphasize that training should be provided to beneficiaries, and particularly the young people, who should be equipped and capacitated with the know-how to work the land. And those that are running profitable and sustainable farms at this point in time should be encouraged or be made to co-opt black people to work with them in those farms. And government should also stop or desist from outsourcing talent from other countries, like we've seen during the pandemic, doctors being brought from Cuba, and recently we've seen engineers also coming from other countries to be brought into our country. When we have so many engineers in our country from our local institutions, DUT, Mentec, and many others that are producing these professionals. In our area where you come from, in Nongoma, there's less development, there's less progress moving on there. So we implore our government and our politicians actually to assist us with the service delivery. Look at the road between Mkuze and Nongoma. It's still a gravel road. After so many years, there is no tar road there. So we request intervention even there. We do have land in our area where you come from because we're under Makosi. So we suggest to government that they should take the land back to Amakosi. They know how to work the land, to govern the land, and we don't have a problem with access to land because we live with Amakosi, we live with Izinduna, and there's accountability, clear accountability going on there. So let government return the land in short.
Cela ukubingelela kubo bonke ngaphakathi endlini sanibonani. Igama nguNtomfuthi wakwaNkosi oqhamuke eDumbe endaweni yaseMkhuphane. Kuleya ndawo thina esihlala kusihlukumezeke kakhulu. Sinomnumzane lapha esingaphansi kwakhe ukwaditha esingaphansi kwakhe usihlukumeza kakhulu ngoba ngikhuluma kuyimanje nje usivalela indlela. Uye yathi mayesekutholile mayekuthola uhamba lapha athi uhambelani la ngoba umosha utshani. Umbuzo uthi ukabani kanti lo tshani athi angidingi umuntu ozohamba la eyami le ndawo. Uma subuyele emuva abadala basitshela ukuthi hayi ngo1981 wayiboleka le ndawo kwakungeyethu. Yena waseyayiboleka wathi ucela ukuyisebenzisa ngoba kunemizi esihambile yaya endaweni zabantu. Manje bengisacela ukuthi lento leyo ukuthi kuthengwe umhlaba sisacela ukuthi mhlambe ingaphuthuma ihambe ngokusheshsha ngoba thina lahleli khona sihleli kanzima. Asinandawo akukho nje la sohlala khona. Kumanje usikhuphulela ucingo usivalela nentaba ngoba la sihlala ngakhona singaphansi kwentaba. Uvela sithatha siphushele khona entabeni uthi lana nje akasasidingi kumele sihambe sokuhlala kwezinye indawo. Leya ndawo ingeyakhe and akekho umuntu ozomphikisa kuyona. Bengisacela lo hlelo lokuthenga kwemhlaba luphuthume nje ngendlela eqale ngoba thina sihlukumezekile. Kumanje mayevala indlela ingane ayikhona ukuya esikoleni ziyahlala. Ngaleso sikhathi ngoba ihamba ngama-transport uthi ama-transport iwamosha utshani beyinkomo inkomo zakhe ayikho into ezoyidla mangabe silokhu sifaka imoto lapha endaweni yakhe. Nje umuntu ohlukumezayo ongafuni ukuphilisana nabantu ekubeni athatha amasimu ebantwini. Wathi ucela ukuthi bamboleke uzobathi mhlawumbe ngenye njalo mayevuna abanikeza amasaka nabo bavumelana ke ngesikhathi sakudala. Kodwa manje sekuyinto nabo bathi abayithandi. Manje into ebengiyicela ngicela ukuthi umhlaba awubuyele ebanikazini bawo. Ungathengwa uthathwe ngenkani njengoba nabo bawuthatha ngenkani ngoba baba bethu lo mhlaba bawusebenzela kubo besebenzela iplaza bengabakhokheli lutho. Emveni kwalokho bese siyathathwa nathi njengentsha siqeqeshe ukuze sizokwazi ukuthi sisebenzise lo mhlaba ngoba uyabona ukuthi unothile lo mhlaba singakwazi nathi ukuphila noma engekho amathuba emisebenzi kodwa singakwazi ukuyiphilisa nje isikhathi sibuyele njengasemandulo. Ngiyabonga.
I greet everyone who's present here. My name is Tomfuthi Nkosi. I am from Dumbe at Kwamkupan. We also have a serious problem with the owner of the land that we live in. Currently, he has blocked the path there. We are unable to walk. If you walk in there, he says you are damaging the grass. Then you would ask him, whose grass is this? And he would tell you that it is his grass. We do know that this man leased this land in the 1980s, but then now he acts as if it belongs to him. We request that, that the government should hasten this land expropriation bill. People do not have land. We do not have an area where we can build our houses. The way we live, there are mountains surrounding the area, and now this owner is pushing us towards the mountain because the land is his. We request that you hasten the purchasing of land because we are really, really suffering where we live. Our children use transport to go to school, but then now the transport cannot even enter the yard because the grass will be damaged according to the owner, and his cows or cattle will not have grazing land. We are really suffering. This man took this land to in a loan as a lease, so that he could plant the crop there with a promise to give our parents or the older people who live there food. But none of that is happening. We request that you return the land which was forcefully taken, and I request that you also take it forcefully too. Our forefathers worked that land and were not paid for working in that land. The land is very, very productive, and I believe that we can also be able to work that land and live well just like they used to do so in the olden days. I thank you.
Sanibonani, ngibingelele iParliament, ngibingelele ubuholi bomdabu, ngibingelele namakhansela nobaba meya, ngibingelele nama-political organization akhona la ngaphakathi. Usiphamthi mkhulu lo okhulumayo ekhaya ikhona la Ulundi abazali bambadabo enyane eMelmoti. So nami ngithi angithathe leli thuba leli ngibonge umsebenzi uhulumeni awenzile ukubuyisela umhlaba kubantu. Nami ngingomunye wemndeni ehlomlile ekubuyisweni komhlaba. So ngoba ngiza lapha nje ke kodwa ngizokhulumela mina as individual. Futhi ngibuye ngishare nama experiences wami engiwabonile ngokumhlaba ubuyile nje. So mina ke into engifisa nje ukugxila kakhulu kuyona ngifuna ukukhuluma ngibhekise kuma committee lana esewutholile umhlaba. Ukuthi siyacela mina ngumsebenzi waseplazini kodwa ngiyaye ngizizwe ngicindezeleke kakhulu kunakuqala. Ngoba kuqala abantu babecindezeleke ukuthi kusebenza iplazi ngoba nakho ungafundile. So mina ukubuya kwalomhlaba bese ngivele sengulungele kakhulu. So ngahamba ngaya kwi training ukuthola ama bursaries. Ase ngibuya ke sengibuyela emphakathini esiwinile ke sithole lo mhlaba lo kodwa into ebhlungu esithola ukuthi mase ngabe sesibuya lapha sesizithi sizosebenza imphakathi namakomiti uyathola ukuthi awasemukeli kahle. Uthola ukuthi indlela esisuke singamukele kahle ngisuke ngingazi ukuthi idalwa yini kodwa uthola ukuthi ama companies asuke eqhamba ngaphandle bese besebenzisana nawo afike asithathe asifake ngaphansi kweinyawo basiqhelise ligcine sesisebenza lapha nesifana neziqhilo. Okusho ukuthi lokho vele ubandlululo lisekhona akunjengoba belukhona kudala namanje lisekhona gcina sicindezelwa yiwo amakomiti lana angobaba bethu. Yabo. So ayikho ke mnandi lonto ngoba nathi sisuke sifika nama qualifications zethu sithi sizosebenza. Uyawuthola lapha ukuthi usebenza iplazi uhamba ngeinyawo kodwa ubufundile nawe mina ngine diploma yaka forest. So izinto ezingikhathaza ukuthi asirecognize amakomiti sebehlangene nawe sebesebenzisana ngawo. Ngaleso sikhathi usebenza iplazi uhamba ngeinyawo nanemali osuke uyithola khona usuke kungafanele ngabe imali ngabe uyayihola njengomuntu osuke uqualified lo msebenzi lo. So siyacela ukuthi uhulumeni mangabe imhlaba eseyiphakile wayiphaka ngendlela yakhona aphinde futhi alandelela bheke ukuthi abantu abasebenza khona ngabe batrithwa ngendlela efanele yini noma ngabe indlela engafanele. Ngoba mawuzobuka ama organization noma icontractors ezifikayo ziza ngaphakathi zifike zisicindezele ukuze zenzele ukuthi nathi vele sidikibale sidikile soshiya umhlaba. Kanti umhlaba phela masuse ezandleni zethu thina abamnyama kufanele umhlaba sikwazi ukuthi sibenefit amathuba omsebenzi phinde sikwazi futhi ukuthi sidivide lo mali etholakalayo. Ngiyabonga na.
Thank you so much to parliamentarians present here today, our traditional leaders, councillors, mayors, political parties present. My name is Mpiwe Timkulu. I live right here in Ulundi, but my parents originated from Niue in Melmoth. I'm one of the families who actually received the farm through this government. We got back the land. And I want to share some of my experiences. I will focus to committees, particularly that are running these farms. They are not actually receptive to us, the committees. They frustrate our working relations. Yet we've qualified for this. When the land is returned back to people, I was one of the fortunate people that I was academically trained to work the land through a bursary that I had acquired. So I was prepared to work the land. But the working relations with people running the farms who are not open and receptive to us, young people who have been trained, makes this a bit of a tiresome, a cumbersome exercise. We are still experiencing apartheid briefly in the systems where we're working in these farms. Our qualifications are not recognized, and even the remunerations that we're getting, it's not market related. So we plead with government to actually make follow-up when these farms have been given to people, that all this is in order, all these dynamics are in order. Let government do the follow-ups so that we can maximize production in those farms. Thank you.
Igama nguthambi ngasibiya ngisokanongoma. Ngicela ukubingelela obaba meya, ngibingelele amakhansela, ngibingelele nabonke abakhona. Bese ngibingelela ngokukhethekile ondaba ezithanga, ngibingelele nasendlunkulu. Okwama kukhulu ke thina sibuya kwaNongoma asifani nabasuka emaplazini ngale ko Friday nako Dumbe. Ngiphinde ngikhalisane futhi nabo ngoba ngilizwile usizi labo mabibeka ngendlela abaphatheke ngayo. Thina kwaNongoma kukuningi kusikhalisayo nje. Indaba yomhlaba siyavumelana nokuphaswa kwawo lo mthetho, kodwa bengicela sikukhumbule nabafowethu abaningi asebekukhulumile. Ngibona balibala udaba lamathuna ngoba umhlaba esikuwo lapha kwaNongoma unamadlelo, unamasimu, bese kuba imizi esakhele kuyona okuyizakhiwo zabantu. Engikubukayo la ekuthathweni komhlaba ngiyezwa kona kuyakhulunywa, kodwa indaba yamathuna ngiyibona ibuye eceleni. Kanti nayo ibalekile ngoba manje mawuya le eindaweni zasemalokishini uthola indawo zokungcwaba abantu seyibiza ziba imali. Ebengicela ke mina bengicela uma wenza ukuthi umhlaba uyabuyela kubantu, awuthathwe ngale kwencephezelo, kodwa abantu bese beyaqeqeshwa, bengaqeqeshwa ngalokuthi beye eklasini, ngoba iklasi mina njengamdlali ngisebenzelanga. Engikholelwa ukho ukuthi umuntu kumele ayosebenza, afundiswe ukusebenza ngezandla. Mina ngiyiphilisa ngezandla ngokwami. Ukubhala lokhu uncwadi ukuthi ngohlala evarsity akaze kuze kungisize ngaya nje ngiyayisebenza namanje. Engicela ukuthi iParliament ngiyabonga lizile kithi somphakathi lazosilalela izimvo zethu. Ngicela imbone esiphamisela lithathe ngokuphuthuma nangokukhawuleza ngoba ngicathi igazi selichithekile liningi kakhulu mangizwa nesililo sabafowethu nogogo abakhala basemaplazini. Nathi intsha ngibona nezinga lokungasebenzi lokhu liyanda. Ngicathi into ezobuyisa umnotho ngoba ulimele kwisikhathi seCovid kuzoba yikho ukuthi ke kusheshiswe lezi zinhlelo zokufundisa abantu ukulima nokufuya, nayo futhi imfuyo sinayo ekhona emakhaya. Igcina isifela ukuthi asiyazi ukuthi iphathwa kanjani. Ngiyabonga.
My name is Tammy Sibia. I am from Kwanongoma. I greet the mayor, the councillors, everybody who is here, the traditional leaders and people from the royal household. In Kwanongoma, we do not have a similar problem as people from Freihead and Dumbe. I am, however, very sympathetic towards them. I do support this bill, but then I've realized that the matter of graves has been left out in the deliberations that have been made here. The issue, there is, where I come from, there is grazing land, there is land for farming, for planting crops, and also for building houses. We find that the graveyards, when one wants to go and bury someone, one has to pay. So the graveyards have to be paid for. That is an issue. I support that the land should be expropriated without compensation. With regards to the upskilling of people, as for me, it did not work. I am educated, but then that education did not work to my advantage. I believe that people should go and work. They must learn how to work with their hands and work. The university did not help me. I thank the Parliament for coming here to listen to our views. We have made deliberations here, and I request that you take them all into consideration. People have lots and lots of problems which have been stated right here. I request that you hasten the skills development for people to be able to work in farms. You find that the stock is dying because people do not know how to manage farms. I thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thank you very much.
Kubo bonke abathe bathetha today.
To all who have spoken today.
We are taking all your views.
Yonke imbono yenu ke sihamba nayo.
As you have seen, we're taking notes and we are also recording.
Njoba nibonile siyabhala enikushoyo futhi siyaqopha.
After the last province, which will be Free State,
Emva kwesifunayo sokugcina sosihambela okuzoba yi-Free State
in June,
ngoJune,
we will then sit as the committee
sizobe sihlala phansi njengekomiti
discuss all these views that we have received from all the provinces,
Sixoxisane ngayo yonke imibono esiyithole kuzo zonke izifundazwe.
combined with the views that were written through written submissions
Sihlanganise ke leyo mbono nale mbono ebeyifike ngokubhaliwe.
and the oral presentations.
Kanye nezethulo ezenziwe ngomlomo.
We will then come up with a report
Sizobe sesiqhamuka nombiko
that we will table in Parliament
esizowethula eParliament
on this bill.
ngalo mthethosivivinyo.
We have noted a lot of issues that you have raised,
Sizwile okuningi ke kuyizinkinga enikuvezile,
especially in Dumbe.
ikakhulukazi eDumbe.
Ibuhlungu kakhulu into eyenzekelayo pha.
What is happening there is very, very painful.
We have been engaging here
Besibonisana la,
and we feel that it is really, really sad what is happening
sibone
there.
ukuthi lokwenza lapha impela kubuhlungu.
But what we're going to do,
Kodwa ke sizokwenza
because it refers to a certain portfolio committee,
ngoba lolu daba liqondene nekomiti lendleshayamthetho elithile
which is rural development and agrarian reform.
okwezekuthuthukisa kwendawo yasemaphandleni kanjalo nezolimo.
We will refer it
Sizodlulisela lolu daba khona.
and we'll ask them to really take care of that issue. If it is necessary, can they come and see what you are presenting to us?
Sibacela balisukumele lolu daba futhi bafike uma kwenzeka bayobona lokho enikhuluma ngakho.
Siyabonga kwakhona
Indeed, we thank you.
that you felt free to express your views to us.
Ngokuthi nini nazizwa nikhululekile ukuthi nethule imbono yenu kithi.
Our meeting sizoyivala.
We are going to adjourn this meeting.
Nihambe kakuhle.
Farewell. What about the food?
Apho niya khona,
Where you are going?
and know that i-COVID-19 ayikapheli.
Please remember that the COVID-19 pandemic has not ended.
COVID-19 kills.
COVID-19 iyabulala.
I-portfolio committee,
The portfolio committee
I provide catering.
ayihlinzeki ngokudla.
So kuzo zonke izindawo besikuzo,
In all the areas that we went to,
kasi provide catering.
we did not provide food. Asihlinzekanga ngokudla.
Siyaxolisa kakhulu.
We humbly apologize for that.
Nihambe kakuhle.
Farewell.
Siyabonga.
Thank you.
Especially as a woman, right? Offended, but as a woman.